Hello everyone and welcome for the heavyweight clash here at semi-final at Saudi Arabia Masters in 2025. It's the big one. It is Ronnie Sullivan against Chris Wakelin. We're finally here. Let's make history. As these two men are walking out onto the stage now, we are ready to go here at Jeddah. We're already seeing a brilliant semi-final from their opponent Neil Robertson that has defeated Elliot Slesser in a really good match. Now, can these two produce something better for us this evening? Chris Wakelin comes into this match as a massive underdog. Ronnie O'Sullivan, as he does into every single match, comes as a massive favourite. But only one of them will be facing Neil Robertson in the final at Saudi Arabian Masters in 2025. We're finally here. We're finally ready to go. The Ronnie's walking out, the legend is in the building. Let's get this party started now. The referee is Tatiana Wollaston, and the players are now very much on stage. Ronnie has chosen the toss and he's lost it, so hopefully we'll all be hoping that that's the only thing that Ronnie loses today, as we all want to see the Rocket in the final, apart from obviously the Chris Wakelin fans, which are going to be overwhelmed today by the amount of the Rocket fans. Now, the toss is over and we're ready to get this exciting match underway. Not the poll going on already. 94 people have gone for O'Sullivan, 98 votes. Only 6 people voted for Wakelin. Yeah, that's a demolition job already. That's a demolition job, I should say, already. But let's see. Can Rocket get off to a good start, or is Wakelin going to be challenging him right from the get-go? It will be a Rocket to break, and let's get the first frame started here. Once again, does it left-handed, as he does half of the stuff now on the table. Decent breakaway, especially with the cue ball. Happy with that. And now it's Wakelin's turn to try and do something. He refuses to go for the pot straight away, so he decides to go for a safety shot. Conservative approach, of course. Remember, Chris Wakelin is one of those players that wants to play attacking, but he will know that he is up against the all-time greatest here in Ronnie O'Sullivan. And now Rocket has a chance here of a long pot. Has been quite good with them. He has got multiple to the right corner pocket, and he's got one to the left one. He decides to go for a tougher one because the black wouldn't go into the right pocket, so he's forced to go into the right corner with the red. And brilliant shot there from O'Sullivan. Cued that one really, really nicely. And it's Rocket that is off to a great start here with a brilliant long pot. Perfect start here for O'Sullivan. Nicely on the black as well. So hopefully he'll be up here for a while on the table, as he can get a decent break on the board. Always nice to get a little bit of momentum and rhythm. Let's see how far he can get with it. So far, the position is really promising. In and around the black spot, as he likes to do. And just has to make sure he doesn't lose his concentration, doesn't lose the cue ball. And does everything right here, as the position is set up perfectly for him to win the frame in the first visit. So 2 reds, 2 blacks are gone. And I'd say probably at least 4 of them have to go as well, as the really nice position there. So now on the black once again, and that makes it 3 reds, 3 blacks, so 24 points in no time for him. Yep, really good job there on the red as well, so taking an extra time there, hesitation, but making sure that he gets the pot in and gets the right angle on the black to force himself another angle onto the next red. Once again, the black is in, so good stuff there. 4 reds, 4 blacks. Moving on to the red, to the next red. So O'Sullivan seems to be very locked in. No issues so far. As I say, it's probably one of the easiest positions he's going to have the entire tournament. But still, he has to make sure he doesn't mess it up. And he hasn't so far. 40 points on the board, so 5 reds, 5 blacks. I'd still say he's got 1, maybe 2 really easy reds, and then he's going to have to try and do something with the rest of them. as he's looking for a plan potentially here that could make things even easier for him. But for now though, you'll have to use the rest to reach, to dispatch one of the reds into the left corner. As you can see, he's going for an extension there. So it's one of the longest positions he'll have to reach, because he has to reach over a red and to one of the spots that usually is one of the furthest spots that you can possibly have on a snooker table. So he seems to be having a problem with the extension there, unable to get it up properly. Yep, it's all sorted now. So he tries to avoid using the rest by just using an extra extension there, so bridging over. We can see the referee having a proper look there, but nothing doing from Sullivan. And he's still got a really nice angle on the black to try and get himself into a prime position to one of the reds. Early doors, but I'd still point out that he had 6 reds and he's going to try and pot this 6th black here. So you never know with Ronnie. And the position is perfect for a potential, you never know, but for 147, you know, for the player like Rocket, could we be seeing history? Remember, the latest maximum from him was in English Open 2018 against Alan Taylor. So now as he pots 6 reds and 6 blacks, he will be looking to have one more red. Once again, rolling onto the black. Well, didn't roll through, he hit through it, so use the cushion as well. Once again, doing everything right, but I'm not sure if he has any sort of an angle on the black. If he doesn't, it will be a little bit more of a struggle for him to get onto the next red. Yeah, so he uses a lot of top spin there. So clearly using 2 cushions. Has he done it? I think he has. Brilliant shot there from Sullivan. Once again, another red and black sort of combination. As for now, you have to of course focus on the match, on the frame. He's looking to win it in the first time of asking. Looking to make that 8 reds and 8 blacks. There you go. Really good shot there. And he's got one more red just below the pink that he can dispatch without really troubling any of the other balls. Once again, rolling on to the black. So you never know here with Sullivan. He seems to be getting closer and closer, and this position seems to be really good. They haven't got their maximum sort of stats on the screen here, but you never know. 72 points here for Sullivan. He's halfway there. He's got the right angle on one of the reds once again. Great time to join possible max. Any reds on the cushion? No. That's what I'm saying, Andrew. No reds on the cushion. There are 4 of them that are bunched up, but I'm pretty sure one of them is going there. And, you know, when you dispatch them all, you can just dispatch them one by one. And all of a sudden, you know, it's 80 points now. He's got 1 to the middle, and then he's got 4 to try and potentially split up right below the pink. The pink is in a really good spot as well, so which is a really, sometimes it could be an issue. It's not for Sullivan, not for now. Now, we need this split to be perfect here. Has he got anything? He's got 1 to the middle. I'm not sure he can find an angle. Well, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. He hasn't really got the angle there. He has to hit it with a lot of backspin. It's not too bad as long as he pots it. And he's got, yes, he's got it. He's got it. And he's on the black nicely. And these 3 reds are in prime position here. And you can see the look in his face. He knows it. He knows it better than me. He knows it better than me, man. Needs a lot of deep screw here. Done it well. Has he passed the pink? He hasn't, so that's an issue. He has got a little bit of a wild card in the get out of jail card in that red. But he needs to make sure he gets on the black off the cushion. A tough shot this is. 1, 2. How's the pace? How's the pace? Is it running too far? Is it running too far? No, it's running just about perfectly there for Sullivan. So, he's got 2 more reds and 3 more blacks. Then the 6 final colours, and we could be here witnessing an absolute history. We already witnessed a brilliant century break here, but could we be on the verge of something absolutely special? In the first frame here, he needs 1 more black, 2 more blacks I should say, and 1 more red, and then the 6 final colours. Left himself with a little bit of an angle on the black, but dispatched it perfectly. So 8 shots for a moment of pure magic from Ronnie O'Sullivan. Make that 7 shots. The reds is in. Has he got the angle on the black? He has, but he's overdone it a little bit. I think he'll have to use the cushion, the top cushion. The bold colours are quite nice as well, but he takes a little bit of time there. He knows. Apologies. Overstepped the mark a little bit. 113 here. Looking to make that 120 on the last black. Is it in? Yes, it is. How's the cue ball going? The cue ball is good. The cue ball is in a really nice position here for the yellow. 6 shots left. Could we be here for something absolutely brilliant? The first ball is in. The yellow is in. 122 here. Should be prime position. Ronnie's not the one facing off by the nerves. Needs to keep it that way. Brilliant green. You know, every single ball for me is brilliant here. 125. 4 more pots to go. The brown is in. Would have liked a little bit less angle on the blue. Not perfect. I'm not sure if he has to use the cushion here. Yeah, it does. The blue is in. How's the cue ball? Cue ball is almost perfect. Once again, 2 more shots for O'Sullivan. A little bit overrun it. Little bit overrun it. Brilliant. Right in the heart of the pocket. And for the black, for the maximum, Ronnie O'Sullivan here at Saudi Arabia semi-final. Brilliant! He has done it! Ladies and gentlemen, we have witnessed an absolute piece of history here, and you will never see anything like this ever again. Ronnie O'Sullivan with a maximum break here in Saudi Arabia. This is history in the making. Only 14th maximum in his career, and he's done it in the first frame. Yeah, Andrew says well done. I mean, it's not well done. That is absolute brilliance from the Rocket. To do that in the first frame is absolutely extraordinary. His opponent may as well retire from this match. He is not coming back from it. I hope it's not an ultimate jinx, but this is absolute brilliance. I just want to find out how many maximums has he got, O'Sullivan, just to double check. But this is incredible. Yes, 15 official maximum break. Well, makes that 16 because Ronnie O'Sullivan, after having his last maximum in 2018, 7 years ago, in English Open, has gone and done it in the first frame against Chris Wakelin. Wow. Wow, that's how you start off a semi-final, ladies and gentlemen, and you will never see anything like it ever again. From the Rocket, he said in his pre-match interview he was enjoying his cue. Well, he may as well duplicate that cue and get himself at least 10 of them, because this cue will forever be in history books. And this player has just made another record and put himself in one more row of history books. Legend he is already, but look at what it means to him as well on the replay. Brilliant. I remember the time when we took a pink with the last red because the prize money was too low. You know what? I think it's because Saudi, there was no way, I like that, but there was no way he was doing that because it's Saudi, and I guarantee you they would have some incredible clause in there. I think Chepchaya Noon had a maximum already in this tournament, and boy, was that good. Ooh, that feels good. The highest break for Ronnie O'Sullivan, you can see on the screen, 147. Wow. Well, you have to say, I think Chris Wakelin played his part as well, you know, leaving that red for O'Sullivan, their own pot, you know. He had a good safety there. Ronnie O'Sullivan tried the long pot. Brilliant. Absolute brilliant. On the black, you thought he could have won a frame from it. He took it to a next level. It didn't just make a century break. It made a maximum break. And that is history in the making. Brilliant stuff here. Ooh, we've got a mid-frame interval here, but you may as well just be talking about it throughout the whole match, because I think this maximum has to be way bigger than Ronnie winning the whole event. It won't be for him in terms of the money he gets for it, but I mean, talk about motivation and talk about delivering performance. Yeah, we're back here for the second frame, but look at this. The final black, no nerves for him, and you can see the crowd in the back are absolutely on their feet. Brilliant. Chris Wakelin acknowledging that, and he knows that this guy is just too good for him. Let's see what the rest of the match will bring though, as Wakelin is ready to break off for the second frame. Of course, the match is not over yet. It's only the first frame. It's a brilliant first frame. It's the best possible first frame. But we are still only getting started here, as Wakelin has a break-off shot here and catches the blue. So, you know, Sullivan in with a chance straight away. The blue is on the cushion now, on the bulk cushion. So let's see now. Can he have a good introduction? He's got a red here. It's just a question of holding on for the black. Doing everything he can there. Yeah, you see, he's taking his time, you know. He knows what's at stake for him. He ain't messing around here, Ronnie. And of course, we all know that he hates to play with a... Well, he doesn't hate, but he prefers to play without the rest. And when he can avoid, you know, getting the rest out, he will. So, it took now 3. Yeah, you can see just frustration, like the childish frustration. Okay, it wasn't that. I thought he realized he had to go for the red. He clipped the red. He clipped the cue ball accidentally. So, it's a foul, and it's 4 points to Wakelin. And now this chance goes to Chris. And he misses it. So Ronnie gets away with that mistake. And now gets even better chances. So a horror start here from Wakelin. And he's not doing himself any favours so far. I mean, we've just seen what Ronnie can do. And Wakelin so far, he had 2 mistakes. And yeah, Ronnie forced him to have one more chance. But then he missed the red that you would expect him to pull. So... Now Ronnie with a chance. Mid-range shot. Probably holding out for the pink. Brilliant. Once again, straight into the heart of the pocket. He will be a little bit frustrated with himself that he overdone it slightly and he ended up on the wrong side of the pink. So, yeah, he's just looking if he can just roll onto that red next to the black. The one that is most on the right of the table. We'll see about that. I'm not sure the angle is too bad, but... Yeah, he has to just roll through it with a little bit of top spin, and then he can always use the one on the cushion on the left cushion as the backup option. And I'm pretty sure, can he get to that red? I don't think he can. Yeah, so he'll have to go for that cushion. He just checks again to make sure that he's not wrong with it, and this time I think he will go for the extension. So again, bro, you'll be blessed if you somehow show us live match. I will. But then I'll lose the stream, and the last thing I want to do, mate, is lose the stream when Ronnie Sullivan has made his latest and the first 147 after, you know, the 7 years of breaks. So, once again, I'll probably be saying this a lot, but I can't show you broadcast. I can, but the match and the stream will be shut down within 15 seconds, maybe a minute or something like that. So there's no real point doing that. Good point from Sullivan there with a little cluster into the reds there, bunched up. Well, they're not anymore as pink goes on the blue spot, so that'll be really handy for Sullivan. And now he has a good red to the middle. Roll through and onto the pink. Needs to finish with the right angle. Done it perfectly. So on a break of 16 once again, he has played the pink, by the way. If you're getting excited for another 147, no. He's already played the pink and he'll play pink once more. But I'm pretty sure we'll be alright with that for about 2 or 3 years until, you know, we start saying we won another 147. Given the tendency of him. You know, he had 16 now in his career. And he turned professional, what was it, 1990? So 35 years ago. Mad that is, if you think about it. Once again, a good pink and a red go in. So Sullivan is now back around the black spot. Can either try to hold it for one of the bottom ones, or try and create himself a little bit more of an angle and go for the second lowest one. Yep, so that's what he's done. I think he has no real issues here on the position once again. So the split that he did a couple of shots ago from the black was really good. And once more, there will be no questions asked here. Well, there shouldn't be any questions asked here. So far, the match is reminding a little bit of a Joe O'Connor match, where he absolutely destroyed him 5-0. But we know with Sullivan, as much as he can be so good. He can also be, you know, a little inconsistent there. So hopefully that won't be the case today. As once again another black goes in. A lot of backspin on that red, and once again he's really nicely on the black. So he's got around, I don't know, 7, 8 more reds to go here after this black. A couple of them are still in a nice position. I'm not sure whether the second from bottom goes into both corner pockets. I'm pretty sure that's what Sullivan is actually now. Bro, don't show the screen, please, bro, show the screen. I mean, I'm watching on a different device, so I don't really know where you want me to show it from. Like, I can't be watching on the computer, I'm pretty sure, on TNT. And, you know, can't go anywhere with that. And 54 points here. Has he overrun it? No, he's not. Perfectly on the red. So a break of 54, so it's another 50 plus break here for Ronnie. He's looking just to see whether he can get to one of the left ones. The reds on the left seem to be covered up and comprehended by the pink that went on his spot a couple of shots ago. Of course. Yeah, so Ronnie, I think now will be trying to move some of the balls from the black. Let's see how well he can do that. Really nicely there, perfect split up. Nothing too easy here for him, but I'm pretty sure he'll handle one of the middle pocket shots. He's got both available, so one to the left, one to the right. I'm pretty sure the right is easier, yeah. And he'll roll onto the pink. Well, I say roll on, he hit right through that one. Still, not enough angle, so we'll have to probably try and hold on for one of the reds, unless he decides to go off the ball cushion and bounce back with a lot of pace. Nah, he just decided to screw back and leave himself with a little bit more distance between the balls than you would usually have, but still. On the frame ball, this is the frame ball, by the way, so to go 70 ahead with... No, actually, the black will be the frame ball, because I didn't realize Wakelin had 4 points from Sullivan's earlier mistake when he clipped the cue ball without realizing it. So, the black for the frame ball here. And there he goes, brilliant. So, just one more shot for Ronnie to play, and 77 current break here. And looking to make another confident century, possibly. We never know. I actually want to see how many times he potted that pink, because he might be in 3 times, so he might be in for a 1-4-4 here at the moment. So after a 1-4-7, 1-4-4, certainly take that. You're going to play pink one more time, so potential 1-4-3 here. And it goes, 92, so 3 more shots away from the century here. Rolls nicely onto the black, and because I thought he was going to play off the pink, so this is the shot for the century here for the 100 break, and then it goes. Brilliant stuff there from Sullivan. So 2 back-to-back centuries, one being a maximum, just, you know, casual for Ronnie, and once again looking to finish off in a high here. So both positions are good, but I think you have to point out that both positions were good because Ronnie made them good with his cluster ability. Once again, the black goes in, so 108 here. I'm not sure which color he'll play here, so probably the pink. And then he'll go, yeah, he's got a nice angle there on the pink to go for the yellow. So 142 available here for Ronnie if he clears all the 7 colors remaining, all the 6 colors remaining, as the pink is in the pocket. Yellow is in once more. Really nice there. Had a little bit of distance there between the yellow and the cue ball, so important to have the control to finish nicely on the green, as he did. Didn't finish that nicely on the brown, and not the perfect angle for the blue as he rolls onto it, because he'll have to generate a lot more power from the blue. And he did. And can he reach the pink here? Yes, he can. Brilliant stuff there once again. So 129 for a break here, so potentially could finish with a 1-4-2. And he should finish with a 1-4-2 because he's on the black here. Once again, brilliant, brilliant. 1-4-2 after a 1-4-7 from Ronnie O'Sullivan. if you roll back the years, then it's 2018, you say this is prime Ronnie. And you could still say that now, because he's just brilliant. I mean, he has been saying he likes his form throughout this tournament, and I think he's certainly saying that now, because brilliant performance so far from Ronnie. He's done everything right, and he's done everything he should have done, he could have done. So far, brilliant stuff from the Rocket, as he leads by 2 frames to 0 here. Yeah, I mean, Wakelin, I think I have to say about Wakelin, it is a little bit frustrating for him, because as much as we are enjoying it as Ronnie fans, you know, I'm pretty sure Wakelin fans won't be enjoying it, but Wakelin must be just feeling he had one mistake in the first frame. It wasn't even a mistake, he just left a long shot for Ronnie, and in the end, Ronnie just dispatched it brilliantly as if it was a practice session or exhibition match or something. And in the second one, he had one chance, gifted by Ronnie, and he didn't take it, and all of a sudden, Rocket comes up with a 1-4-2 in 10 minutes or something. So, bro, can you show the screen also? Or any serious action will be taken on you? Man, it is getting to a point where you're asking the question, but I'm not pretty sure you're not listening, because I said it about 3 times. I can say it for the 4th time, but I ain't going to change the script. Can't really, because the serious action will be taken, and the page will be shut down, the stream will be shut down, and I will be shut down because of the copyright infringement. Bro, Ronnie, 147, haha, WTF. I mean, it was my reaction. I know it's Ronnie, but 147, it's great to see it. It's great to be back. As he would say, just came to type this. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Good to see you, but yeah. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, Yash. I mean, 147, and you think, see you in some time. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. Come back anytime you want. More than welcome. We're still here for a mid-frame break, and nothing so far in here. I think the longest part of this match so far has been the mid-frame breaks, because when Sullivan comes to the table, I mean, how long was that maximum? Once again, like 10 minutes or something, 7 minutes, less than that. It's incredible the way he plays the game. He just gets down, plays a shot, and he calculated that shot about, I don't know, 5 or 10 seconds before that. So incredible stuff from him. And look at this blue, by the way. They're just showing it on the commentary to generate the power on that blue from the tiniest of angles that he's had there. Brilliant from Ronnie. I mean, he just makes it look so effortlessly there. Wakelin, this next frame, or this is over, it's probably already over, mate. You really think Ronnie has he ever lost a match when he had a 147, by the way? This is that I want to realize. I mean, it was over when he had a 147 in the first frame. When have you ever seen someone get a 147 and then get a 142 straight after it? I know we had Jackson Page, which did it like in the World Championship or something, like when he had 2 maximums in one match, which was incredible. But I mean, to do that back to back, and really, really nice there. So I think he's doing an amazing job so far, O'Sullivan. And I think Wakelin is going to be really frustrated with himself, even though he only had 2 mistakes. So let's see. As he's now put into trouble earlier on here, so he decides to go from 2 cushions to roll onto the red. Andrew, Wakelin is next frame, or this is over. Have you seen the shot he just played there? He is over. Like, Sully has one of the easiest entrance shots he'll ever have after one of the simplest escapes from snooker. Didn't Real Robinson go 147, 146, might be wrong, but I'm sure what happened not so long ago. I have to say, Robinson is the only thing, O'Sullivan with an opener here, by the way. Wakelin played an absolute stinker there of an escape from snooker. The only Robinson I know is Anthony from Fulham. I don't really know any in snooker field. I'll search it up real quick, but as Ronnie here demolishes all the reds with the first black. Are you talking about Robertson? Because I searched up Robinson and he says Neil Robertson. He might have done. I mean, he's the sort of player that has the skill to do that. I would be surprised if someone like Selby did it, to be fair. No disrespect to Mark, but it just doesn't strike me as the player that would go, yeah, Robertson. Yeah. Might be. I'll have a look a little bit later on, because I think it'll take some time. As Ronnie asks for the cue ball to be clear here. Gonna be going to the middle, so playing for the blue here. Brilliant once more. He didn't play for the blue in the end, he played for the green, so because he's got a couple of reds at the top part of the table, he can afford that. And once again, the position, I mean, you have to say from Wakelin's side, might have been 147 back-to-back. It would have been really unfortunate for 146 back-to-back, because I'm pretty sure they come even more rare than, you know, sort of the normal 147s. So let's see. I'll have a look, man. Don't go into stats that much when it's not Ronnie. Probably even not for Ronnie, because I know he had 146 and he came out with an interview saying that he only did it because the prize money was so low. He may as well just have a little protest and show the people there's no point in doing something so special for the sport and wasting the potential of the sport. I don't think he achieved anything with this, by the way, but I'm just saying the house always wins. And even when a legend like Ronnie comes against the house still wins. So a bit boring, that is. Nothing boring here for Sullivan though, as he has a break of 18, rolling through the gears. I mean, I do wonder if he genuinely has sort of those gears amount on how many does he have. Like, does he have one good and one god? You know, just take away one letter. Or does he genuinely have those second, third, fourth, and up to seventh or something? Because he just seems like he just makes it so effortless. The only thing I would say about Ronnie is he concentrates sometimes. I jinxed him perfectly there. I think it would have been a split second. I said he concentrates perfectly, and he messed up. He messed up the position on the red. So the perfect jinx there. I'm getting better at those. Brilliant. Sorry, Ronnie. I think he'll go for a double here. I think he's just so much enjoying himself here. I think he'll just go for a double. Not sure about it. Double check. Yeah, so basically he had a pink there. He used a lot of backspin, so he went backwards on it, but ended up getting stuck to the red, like there was glue on it. And I think he thinks against the double, unless he can catch the red to the left corner. Once again, no reds on the cushion. I don't think, in those 3 frames, I don't think we've seen any reds on the cushion yet. Yeah, so just a safety there. I thought there was a chance that he might have seen the red to play to the left corner, but an horror break, you know, absolute disgrace from Ronnie. 25 for a break. I could do that. I couldn't. I couldn't. I really, really couldn't. I'm only taking the piss because it was, you know, 147, 142. You know, you get greedy and you have to say, what 25, what was that? Come on, man. But still, I think it's really good for Ronnie to see 6-0, Tom Williams says. Ahmad Abbas Batis, hello, mate. Yeah, man, you've missed something. You've missed something very special. Sorry for late. Mate, you'll be more sorry than me. If you find out what you've missed, you'll never forgive yourself in your life. I have to say that. If you're a Ronnie fan and you miss this, it'll be a trauma. It'll be a trauma. So watch it back. Watch the first frame back. And I'm not even going to tell you what you missed. All I'm telling you is watch the first frame back. You won't regret it. What did I miss? I'm not telling you, mate. I'm genuinely not telling you. After this thing, find out the clip of the first frame. Don't tell him. I'm literally, I'm not taking the... I'm a Ronnie fan myself. And if anyone told me I'd missed that, I'd be absolutely fuming. Go into the first frame and watch it yourself after this match. There'll be highlights everywhere, man. Is what I'm telling you. But I'm not telling you what he did. You missed something. You missed something. You missed something is all I'm going to say. Okay, I'll watch after this frame. I'll do it now. If you're on work, just take a day off, man. Just take a year off. Yeah, it's the spectacle that happens once every 7 years, and the last time it happened was in 2018. I'm giving you all sorts of clues here. Talking about misses, Wakelin has made a long pot. Didn't leave Sullivan with anything, so Sullivan decided to go with the safety. And now it's Wakelin's turn from the cushion. Let's see if he can string 2 shots in a row here. He hasn't been able to do that so far. And the cue ball is going very much towards the pocket, but it won't land in there. So, decent shot from Wakelin. Didn't judge the power too well. And Sullivan, I mean, what do you say, Andrew, Ahmad, anyone, Tom? Do you think he should be going for every single lot pot now when he's in the mood like that, or should he should still realize, you know what, I'm in the semi-final? Because that's the dilemma that I think he's having right now when he has a sort of perfect diagonal long pot opportunity here. So the red is basically on the blue spot. Got a 147. Come on, man. I'll block you for this. Ahmad Abbas literally said, I'll watch this after the first frame. Andrew and me were saying, any live link? No, but I wish there was. For the match like this, I genuinely wish there was. I haven't got it. Maybe someone will. So he went for the long pot into the corner and he missed it and he left it. Did he leave it? Not really. So he left it to the middle, but he left it really a tough cut there. I hope Ahmad Abbas didn't see the comment from Tom Williams. And you are a bad person. That is what Usyk said to John Fury. That is bad behavior. Because you don't spoil that. You don't spoil that. Go for pots. I think if he leaves Wakelin, it will be too much pressure for him to do anything knowing the form Ronnie's in. Andrew, you know what? I was about to say the same. Tom, I think he's gone already. Like we don't worry. I'm only taking the jokes here. Like there was no way he was. You know, you're never gonna get the same feeling. Message retracted. Thank you, Tom. I like that stuff. Message retracted. Good stuff. Mate, he'll spoil my career. Okay, I'm not sorry then, Tom. I thought Ahmad was... To be fair, Ahmad, I have to say, when I've told you this, you would have been expecting it, and when you've seen him pot 3-4 in a row, you would have realised that what was going to happen. Like, come on. You had to watch it live. You didn't. And, you know, it happens. I ain't going to blame Tom too much about it, and, you know, if you've seen how excited I was... You know, don't worry, mate. Don't worry. Literally, I've just realised that logically, if you think about it, when he would have seen me saying, "Go and watch the first frame, something spectacular happened," and then he would have seen Ronnie put one black, second black, third black, fourth black, he would have realised it. So it's no real deal, no big deal. But it is an incredible feeling when you watch it live. I have to say that, and you can't quite match that. Wakelin here with a chance. Still be as good watching it. Oh, 100% when you've seen it. But what if it was a 146? Yeah, but we wouldn't be saying he was good then, because we would be like, oh, come on, man, we were so close. Nah. Hello, bro. Yes, man. How are you doing? Osiris. Wakelin here with a chance. I mean, I couldn't be... You know what? If you're a Ronnie fan, are you genuinely scared of Wakelin getting back in this match? I know it's Ronnie and he can do anything from bad to worse, but still, I mean, when you had a 147, 142, and a 26, you know, why is Ronnie having a current... Oh, yeah, because I forgot to take it away from him. Anyway, so Wakelin on the break here. Spotted the red, brown, and now the green. He's got into the bunch. Has he got any luck? Yes, he has. Good shot there from Wakelin, to be fair. I have Wakelin backed in bookies. In what? So to win the match? Tom. I mean, really? I have Wakelin backed in bookies. To win the match? That is incredible. When you've done that. Not in the semi-final, man. I would have understood if you said that you would have done it in round of 32 or something. But not in the semi-final when you've got 250k. Oh, right. Yeah, why not? What odds? Let me know, because I'm quite a fan of checking the odds before the match. I'm not into backing in bookies myself because I'm crap at it. I tried doing some of the predictions and it didn't work for me at all. And why waste money? Outright, let me know the odds. Let me know the odds and I can tell you whether it was a good decision or not. Well, from my side, I ain't going to tell you what to do. And good pink here from Wakelin, so he's getting himself back together. Krishna Kumar Vadarajulu is back here. Hello, my friend. Hello. And yeah, Wakelin here. So he has got a couple of reds in a really nice position. So let's see what he's about to do with those. 17 on a break here. Yeah, you will be really... see what happens anyway. He has 3, 2, 1. Honestly, I don't think that's good. So Sullivan was 133 before this match. I suppose it's probably right. Yeah, I suppose it's probably right if you think about it. He's been too inconsistent. He's been 5-2 and 5-3 down in the last two matches. Wakelin been playing some good stuff. Yeah, I suppose. Is Wakelin good? Looking good for a frame now? Yeah, he is. He is. The position is good. He's got 7 more reds. He's 1 point behind him. When this reds goes in, he will be even 25 all. Yeah, so he's looking good for the frame, to be fair. I hope Wakelin could have won a single frame. Well, Ahmad, you and Tom are literally going to be the worst enemies in the world. Like, this is going to be the civil war here, to a certain extent. I don't know if it's a civil war or, you know, a World War III. But first, he tells you about a 147, and now he wants Wakelin to win, and you don't want Wakelin to win a single frame. I have to say, honestly, I want Ronnie to win 6-4. I don't want to get it decided because I'll be too nervous about it. But I still want to see some good snooker because we're only going to see this and then the final. So may as well have some good watch here. Yes, I'm feeling that, well, you know, I can be the, what do you call it? What was it in the press conference in the Formula 1? The ambassador of peace. I can be that. You know, I will be if I have to. For now, though, Wakelin in control. He has, well, I say he's in control. He's just lost the control. Within 1 second, he might be alright to the middle. I'm not sure if you can see the one to the corner. Let's have a look. Yeah, you can. Actually, got away with it. It wasn't the best split of all time, but you got away with it. And now, who was asking? Got a bet up last night. Correct score, running to win 6-5. How a bit of luck was on my side. Oh, fair enough. I suppose if you've got a little bit of free money that way, I suppose there will be a face-off. Oh god, great! Get Frank Warren here from Queensbury. You know, I think that fight will happen before Joshua against Fury. I'll tell you that for free. Anyway, Wakelin here, cruising to the first 50+ break. He has only 1 more shot to do that, and he'll be the pink 49 on the board. So whoever of you was asking about, I think it was Tom, about Wakelin good for the frame. Yeah, he definitely is now. He had a little bit of split to do, but now should be in cruise control. Anyone can tell me where I can watch it free streaming. I can't. If anyone in chat can, feel free, but I can't. I've retired that in, well, pretty much since I left the country. When you come to the UK, you realise that it's not really free streaming here, unless you find it somewhere by accident. So I found out it was easier to pay for it and just not waste time on it. But I suppose each to their own. So Wakelin here, can he get a century break here? Well, I suppose he can if he can get all of the balls in. I'll tell you what, for 3 out of 3 centuries, he will be really good advertising for snooker and for Saudi. They'll be loving it, by the way. I'm just saying, Saudi Arabia is going to be in all headlines tomorrow. It's not just going to be all Sullivan. It's going to be Saudi absolutely milking it. And they'll probably do 5 or 6 tournaments a year now, based off Ronnie O'Sullivan doing a maximum break in the semi-final of the tournament. You know, that's a story to live off for ages. You know, forget about Ronaldo. Ronaldo to Al Nassr was probably a little bit better, but this story is probably just gonna mean as much to Saudi as Neymar to Al Hilal. And yeah, so no century here. So if you had a bet on Wakelin, he has bottled it, absolutely bottled it. He had a 70 break, and Ronnie O'Sullivan comes back to the table. So I'm not sure why, him being 2 frames up. So he needs 3 snookers here. Obviously fancies himself a little bit there, but I think he won't be now, as, come on Wakelin. Tom, Ronnie is still in this frame. I don't know why, but I was genuinely going to avoid the frame to Wakelin straight away, but then I realised the camera went on to Ronnie, who was stepping up to the table. And Wakelin misses a red that wasn't easy, but it was one of those that you would expect him to put. I suppose when you've got 3 snookers, you can do it off one of them and just get a free ball. So it just shows how much O'Sullivan cares, you know, because you would never see him coming off 3 snookers, but he did here, and he hasn't got enough pace on that red to get a snooker, so barely misses out on that one. Of course, Sullivan has 25. I haven't added this subtract button yet. I should do in a couple of days' time. Yes, a little bit of a rhythm breaker here for Wakelin, as Sullivan is unwilling to give him away this frame. Wakelin once again tries to go for a long pot, misses it, but has he snookered Sullivan? I think he has. Bro, I'll be back on playing a frame. Fair play, man. You're doing 5 things at once. You're watching me, you're having a war with someone, you're having a face-off, and you're playing a frame. Fair play. Good evening, boys. Sarah Janasia, hello, my friend. Hello. Yeah, so Wakelin here still unable to get the job done, as he's got another long pot here. If anyone's looking at the stats, by the way, Ronnie is just probably taking the absolute mick out of him by making him look like a bit of a clown, by making him miss every single one of those long pots. He's missed 3 in a row now, so those stats won't be looking nice. But he's snookered him once more. So I suppose if you want Wakelin to win this frame, you probably will. I mean, he's three sneakers ahead of Sullivan, but we'll see. Why have I not ended the break for Wakelin and for Ronnie? He's not on 70 now. He hasn't been for a while. Right. Once again, a little safety battle here. A little bit pointless to me. A little bit of a rhythm breaker for the match, but Ronnie's Ronnie. You never know what mood he comes in. And he may be in the mood to be playing for every single point possible. And maybe he wants to make it a whitewash. Like, you know, talk about Ronnie as the player. Talk about Ronnie as the brand. You know, to have a whitewash in the semi-final. All of a sudden, in a 147, 142 match, I mean, that writes not just headlines, that writes history books in itself. Forget about Ronnie as the player. Any player whitewashing someone else with a 147 in snooker match, backing it up with a 142, I mean, it's brilliant. And I think Ronnie will have to concede here, as Wakelin just played an absolute brilliant there. And Ronnie had a look at it, stood there for 3 seconds. He was like, yeah, I'm not playing this one, thank you very much. I'll just concede the frame there. So finally, Wakelin gets over the line there, so he gets a frame on the board, and Ronnie now leads by 2 frames to 1. Continues after the break. While we have a break, I want to see that Robertson 146 in a row while I've got time. Dun, 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 dun. Right, Neil Robertson achieved a rare feat in snooker by making a 147 and a 146 in the same match against Voyiza at the 2023 World Championship. This marked the first time in professional snooker history that a player had achieved 2 146 breaks in a single match. Robertson 147 at the Crucible was also the 12th maximum break in the tournament's history. He is also the only player to ever make a 147, 146 and 145 break at the Crucible. Well, I hear this, but then I realise it says 2 146 breaks in a single match, but is 147 not different from 146? Like, you can't just be saying, so basically, you know, you make a 145 every single time you make a 147. That doesn't make sense to me. I get what your point, Andrew, is, and by the way, good knowledge there. You know, I didn't know that, because I don't think I was watching in 2023. Can't remember what I was doing in May 2023. Anyway, 2 146 breaks in a single match. So 147 maximum break and a 146 break in the same match against Voyiza. The guy would have been absolutely destroyed there. 10-3 he lost that frame. He lost that match, second round of the World Championship. Can you imagine if that would have been the final? That would have written all the headlines in the world. Brilliant. Good start there. So yeah, you were right. Yeah, but he's Robertson, I suppose. You know, he's a good player, Robertson. He's a really good player. I just want to see how many ranking titles Robertson has, as we still have a little break here. I think career total stats for Neil Robertson. Let's have a look. This is way too much for me. I just want the 147s. And how many 147s does he have, by the way? Quite interested with that. He has 5 maximum breaks. Okay, fair enough. Only the 8th player to score a 147 at the World Championship. So brilliant. And then I just want to see once more here. I want to double check something. I know he won a world title in 2010. I just want to see how many World Championship does he actually have. So yeah, once. Okay, so that was the only one. Okay, fair enough. Fair play. Fair play. We've got 146 watching now. I won 147, mate, for Ronnie. Come on. I thought he was back-to-back frames, but it was just a match. Brian Robertson was favourite to win the Crucible for a good 2-3 years. No, I think from the stat that I've just seen, it was back-to-back. It was back-to-back. Have I read that wrong? In the same match. Yeah, it says in the same match. In the first round. Okay. So I suppose they would have written if it was the same match. He admits he doesn't like the venue. Really? He admits he doesn't like the venue. I've never seen anyone, apart from, you know, sort of like players like Lafayette, to say they don't like the Sheffield venue. Really? Robertson says he doesn't like the Sheffield venue. Mate, you're opening some eyes to me here. Never heard that in my life. Fair play. Ronnie here with a good escape from his snooker. Well, not a snooker, but had himself in a little bit of spot about it. 147 watching now. Brilliant stuff. I don't want more, I don't want less. 152. It's ruined now. Anyway, we had 147. Ronnie had 147. We had 147. Good stuff. Wakelin here, going all in on here, I have to say. He really is. He's just gone for the cut that you never see players go for. And he actually got it as well, so fair play. Lands dead on the cushion here on the yellow, so check Mark Williams too. He admits Crucible's poor value until the single table set up. I have to say, I don't believe that. I will be honest with you, I don't believe that. Like, both Williams and Robertson to be saying... It's the last thing I've checked, by the way, but... I can't believe that. According to BBC Sports, Robertson has been critical of the venue, and Williams has has famously called it a hole, the first word I can't say on YouTube, and he said he would rather play at Pauntins. Wow. Fair play, such a tight venue with the screen down. I've never been there. I'm going to the Cheltenham on the English Open in September, so in a month's time, first time, so yeah, that's what I'm saying, Andrew. Knowledge is good. Wakelin here, getting the brown and the tough red here, so is he landing on the blue here? Yeah, he does, with the right angle as well, so doing good here, Wakelin. I've messed up the scoreboard a little bit. There we go, nice stuff. And the blue's in, so Wakelin here. Of course, you do have to remember, even though it's a 147, 142, it doesn't give you anything more but a frame. In terms of getting to a final, Ronnie needs to get his crap together and make sure he wins this bloody match now, because Saudi will be on the phone to Wakelin and they'll be saying, if you win this match, you're out of this country, you're not playing the final, because the headlines were there. Ronnie O'Sullivan wins the semi-final against Chris Wakelin with a maximum break, and all of a sudden he has a maximum break in the first frame and he still loses the match. Yeah. He wouldn't back in England. He wouldn't be back in England is what I'm telling you. Like, I don't know who it would be, whether it would be Ronnie fans, whether it would be me, but there's no way he's getting back to England in one piece, Wakelin. As much as he wants to, as much as he says he's not phased, he will be. No, I mean, I just hit 46 break. That's higher than I've ever hit in my life, and you're just doing that casually whilst watching me on stream. I might as well just block you, man. Don't want you here. Good stuff, I'm only messing. Good stuff there. Wakelin here taking a little bit of time. Well, the referee is taking a little bit of time here to put the pink below the pack. I mean, yeah. Do you genuinely think you can lose from the mental point of view? Surely, Wakelin, I swear I did. I mean, yeah, I believe you. It's not like you did a 1-4 break. I don't think I would have believed that. A little buffering there on the screen that I saw. Let me know if any problems with the stream. But yeah, do you think if it was a 5-4 in favour of Wakelin in this match, do you think he would be just feeling like, I am going to be hated by the community of snooker? Not hated, but you know what I mean, like just it was the perfect script, and then all of a sudden, you know, I came back against all odds against Ronnie O'Sullivan, and I won the frame, and the match that I should have never really won. The script was written, but I just said I'll write my own script. So good stuff here from Wakelin so far. 24 points on the board. Let me refresh the stream myself because it seems to be buffering for me. Let me know if anyone else has got that, because I don't like to be seeing that. I'll check the what's it called? I'll check the overcoding on the OBS in a minute. Wakelin here, taking his time on the play. So far, I have to say 3 perfect frames in terms of what you want in a snooker match. You know, it's been one hour, and by the way, I am a perfect jinx. I just want that written on there. I'll put it below my box. Perfect jinx. The second I say it's the perfect match, Wakelin misses an easy red. 147 Ronnie is just outstanding. No one like him. I think he will win it all. Team Kearney, hope you're right. We'll see. We'll see. I've just jinxed Wakelin badly there, so I definitely am not going to say Ronnie is going to win it all. In fact, I'm going to say Ronnie's going to lose it all. If you know what I mean, you know. The tactics are there. The tactics are there. Has a long pot into the yellow pocket, and he decides to go for the middle, and he has made it. Brilliant from O'Sullivan. Is he on the colour? You bet he is. So Tom Williams will be in the mud because he has got a bet on Wakelin to win. What did you think of 147? I think I was barely able to keep my crap together, mate. Because I will be really honest. Because of the broadcast thing in my country, I never seen a 147 live from Ronnie. To see it here after such long time, I mean, I don't know how I wasn't in tears or something. Like, it was just special. Special. The first time for me, 16th for him, and special time for snooker and for snooker fans. A little bit less here as he messed up the positional play from the brown. He gone from the to cannon the reds heavily, and he missed them. So he's got probably just a safety here. I don't think he'll be messing around. Yeah, he's not. He's taking really seriously Ronnie here, which is always a good sign. But there you go. Leaves Wakelin just the right side of the bunch. So we'll see what you can do there. I think you'll have to develop the bunch here. I think he has no other option. Wakelin here. That was so small. He was perfect in every shot. I was getting emotional when he got to 100. Man, Wakelin has a big fluke here. I don't think he... Yeah, actually, it will mean a lot. It will mean a lot because I haven't even seen the hand of apologising there. I'm not the sort of man that usually asks for them, because when I have a fluke like that, sometimes I'll apologise, sometimes I won't. It just depends. Ronnie's the goat. You disagree, you're wrong. Brandon, I absolutely agree. And I think Wakelin agreed because he just missed the brown. I think he heard Brandon's comment, and he was like, you know what? No one believes in me. And I'm out. I'm out. Yeah, it wasn't the easiest of the browns, but it was the one that you would expect him to pot. And he missed it. So this time it's just 1 point from Wakelin here, and it's Ronnie back on his gear. He's got the brown that is out of position now, so you'll take this one out of the equation. Put the brown in its spot, deep screw for one of the reds. Really nicely done. But yeah, talking about the 147, I will say he was really confident. Like, you know when you're not feeling the pressure, but at those moments like that, he has to, as Wakelin there, doing this, testing his chin, you know. Maybe he wants to do a face-off with someone as well, you never know. Maybe £100,000 for reaching semi-finals in Saudi is not enough. You never know. With the amount, especially with the amount that is in boxing right now. Have you seen the news that Jake Paul apparently wants to face off Anthony Joshua? I mean, that's going to be the most expensive funeral you've ever seen in your life. Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua. You'll get paid a lot for it, but as I say, the cost of the funeral will be a little bit more. As Ronnie O'Sullivan here missed the black of the spot, wasn't something that I was expecting on my on my card today, on my bingo card, and I didn't even jinx him. I didn't even say anything about him. And yeah, break ends for Ronnie. On 6, he has covered the pocket, by the way, so Tom Williams shouldn't get too much excited about it. Or has he, though? So Wakelin tried to use the black as sort of a pocket extension. So he played it with really a lot of power and a lot of force. In the end, played it with too much force and left the ball over the middle pocket. Yeah, I think you can pot this one, but he played it with too much force, trying to be a little bit smarter than everyone else and just trying to develop the Reds of a sort of a free chance that he thought he had. He didn't. And now Ronnie once again is back on the table. So we've got 6 more Reds into play. So a little bit of a low scoring frame, especially after 147, 142. So 37 points scored, and we only have 6 more Reds on the board. So Ronnie will make, will be looking to make that 14 for himself after a yellow. Yeah, good contact there on the yellow and really good screw back for the Reds. Always tough shot to do that. Crazy after the start, could be too low at the interval. I don't think he will be now, because Ronnie's at the position now where he has messed up before and he has messed up already, but you wouldn't expect him to mess up this one once again, especially every single time, you know. Every single time Ronnie misses, you just feel like one more chance he gets, he won't miss. So that's my view on it, but we'll see. Once again, I'm not jinxing it, by the way. You will lose all the frames, Ronnie. I'm just saying it right now. I've been playing regular pool 33 years and never played snooker, but just playing pool, you're a fan of all games and love seeing Ronnie play. I mean, you know what? My first ever game of billiard, which is what you call it in my country, it wasn't snooker. It was pool, because my grandfather always told me that you have to be sort of in the condition for snooker, and snooker is taking it to the next level. So I think it was 2-3 days we played the pool, and I really enjoyed it. And then when he took me to the snooker table, it was just like from enjoyment to an absolute, you know, ecstasy or something like that. It was brilliant. Sullivan is back ahead here, 26 plays 25, as he's on a break of 15 here. So 4 more Reds in play. Makes it a little bit complicated that he has to be playing it around the blue for now, because the black is in the bulk area and the pink is covered by the Reds. Here hasn't finished perfectly, or something. He's finished dead straight on the blue. He might actually go for the black here, because the black is all over the pocket. Probably decides against that. We'll see. 3-1 is a double for Wakelin. Doable for Wakelin. Yeah, but not when you think about the chances he missed. I mean, when you have a chance of 2-2 against Ronnie or Sullivan, you should be taking it. Where can I watch it live? TNT Sports 3. TNT Sports 3 is the way to do it. Thanks for the comments, mate, by the way. Pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah, now in the days, a lot of snooker players are playing pool, like in China, very popular. You know why? Because China and Saudi Arabia are doing with snooker and pool the same thing they did with football. You remember when all the players were coming, not all the players, but some of the players were coming to China for like ridiculous money in football stuff. They're doing the same now in China with pool and snooker, because they can afford it. And this is a little bit sad, because you're never going to have German Masters or, you know, UK Championship, or especially sort of Northern Ireland Open competing with that in terms of money. Yes, the money is a lot, yeah. I mean, was it like £1 million of winning pot in pool, one of the tournaments in China? And Ronnie was like, mate, get me signed up for that one. I want to play there. And it was one of the snooker players that actually got a lot further there. Snooker is massive in China now, though. I mean, when you have Zhao Xington that was playing the World Championship with an amateur status, and all of a sudden he wins the World Championship, you know, incredible. Of course he's going to be massive in China. It was massive before that. But yeah, Sullivan should close this frame off now. He's 22 points clear, a red and a colour for the win in the frame. I'd say it's a waste from Wakelin, by the way. At what point will be the match ball? We'll have a little break here into interval. The frame ball is here. He just potted it, the pink. The match ball will be at least in 3 frames time, so a little bit early for that one, and we'll have 15 minutes of the break here. But you've got me entertained here at the chat, so I ain't, you know, I ain't switching over to the break here. If you entertain me in the chat, I'll be here all day. Right, snooker. Chris Wakelin's playing well, but Ronnie O'Sullivan's playing better. And if he stays on it, I can't see Wakelin winning. If Ronnie starts fading and crumbling through in errors, then yes, but no for me. Because can you really see O'Sullivan crumbling? Because you'll always have that backup of I just hit a 147. So confidence-wise, you'll be on the up for the rest of the tournament at least. I mean, you never know what's going to happen on a new day, but I would expect him to be absolutely up for it on tomorrow. If he on the final, I should say, if he gets to it. He's halfway there, by the way, 3-1 lead. And Wakelin might have a chance. Not really. Not for me. Not for me. He had his chance there. He had his chance in the fourth frame. 2-2, I would have said yes, Ronnie's in a little bit of trouble. 3-1, Ronnie's cruising. And he didn't have to play his best snooker in 2 of those frames. He just took the chances from Wakelin. So Ding, I think, was the first to come out of China. I'm pretty sure there was someone before him, but he certainly was the biggest one. Goes to decider, and nothing is always guaranteed. Not really, not for me. Nothing is always guaranteed. Can he score a century in this break? No, it's over now. His 63 break was something that he scored, and that's it. And the break and the frame is to Ronnie. Ding ain't the same anymore. I think I wouldn't be the same anymore if I was Ding. He had his chance of one of the World Championships where he failed. I think, did he reach the final on one of them? He certainly reached the quarterfinal. I'm not sure. World Championship for Ding Junhui. When you have someone, he reached the final in 2016 and in semi-final in 2017. That was prime Ding. I remember that actually. It just gave me a little bit of a memory check. Prime Ding was scary because he was beating Ronnie. I remember he beat Ronnie in 2016, 2017. One of them. It wasn't in the World Championship, I think, but he definitely beat him. And when you're beating prime Ronnie or half prime Ronnie, you know you're in with a child with something major. And answering Samuel, answering your question, Ding ain't the same anymore. He just had an amateur player that was banned for 2.5 years win the World Championship while playing like that. Of course you're not going to be the same. I don't think we're going to see the best of Ding anymore. Because I'm pretty sure age will catch up to him. We'll just check how old is he now. Still 38, so he's still got some of his career ahead of him. But when you've got someone like Zhao Xington, Si Jiawei, Zhang Anda is ahead of him now, so... Ronnie 147, then 142. Now Ronnie get used to that new Q 3-1. I think he wasn't really getting used to that new Q because he was off to a great start against O'Connor, 5-0 lead. Then he was sort of had a stinker against Bing Yu in the opening 7 frames, and then he came back to win the 4 in a row brilliantly. Xiao Xington has replaced Ding as promising Chinese player. He hasn't replaced him. He just thrown him out of the canyon. They were on the height of the mountain, both of them, and he just said, you know what, your area is gone, and he just threw him out off the edge. Ding is never gonna have the same legacy as Xington unless he miraculously wins a world title. Zhao Xington is 100 times bigger than Ding now in China, and I know that for a fact, and I know it because I've seen the reaction on China on the media and stuff like that. Robertson has defeated Ronnie twice when he was in good form. Guys, remember, I'm pretty sure he defeated him a lot more than twice. When does the match start again? In around 10-15 minutes time. I'm pretty sure when you look at head-to-head, actually, because this match is going on, I'm not sure. What was the last time Sullivan and Robertson played? If the match is going to see us with head-to-head. I'm pretty sure they've met a lot more times, and I can't see Robertson winning just twice out of all those meetings. Let's check one of the world titles. I'm quite curious at them. Yeah, I mean, China's primed to take over snooker. I've just seen the headline there real quick. China is primed to take over the snooker after Zhao Xington wins the World Championship. I mean, it's hard to disagree with that. It really is. It really, really is for me, because if you think about it, When was the time that a player from an amateur status has won a world title? And it wasn't like Williams wasn't playing, Higgins wasn't playing, Trump wasn't playing, being in the form of his life throughout the majority of that tournament. You know, Trump, Williams, Sullivan. I know Zington hasn't beaten Trump in that tournament, but he has beaten someone, and he's absolutely demolished Williams and O'Sullivan as well. So he was the thing about Zington that surprised me more, because I saw him in the early rounds and he was good because he was dispatching some of the good players. If the final is between Ronnie and Robertson, that's what I'm saying. But because technically O'Sullivan is not qualified for the final, they're not showing that as that competition. Coral. Oh, you mean so you mean in the finals Robertson has beaten Ronnie twice? I'd be surprised to see that, to be fair, but you never know. Zhao is Ronnie apprentice, hence he is, and Ronnie has spoken so highly of Zington. So didn't Wakelin beat O'Sullivan in the Championship League? Do you really count this Championship League as a massive tournament? They don't even do that on TNT, because they were talking about Maguire and John O'Connor, and he was like, you know, who cares? Do you really care about Championship? What's the point of Championship League, man? I'm pretty sure the money of it, if you think about it, I am 100% sure people win more money on betting on those matches. Not like rigging the bets or something. No, just fairly, doing it fairly. Like, you know, if you think O'Sullivan will beat someone in the final and he does it and you bet like, I don't know, 10 grand on it or something, I am pretty much 75% convinced that people win more money off Championship League betting than players do in the actual Championship League. I mean, how much Maguire won after winning that Championship League? It probably would have been less than, you know, qualifying to the second round of Saudi. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Tim Kearney says, and he won it after 2 years away. It's crazy, that is, you know. I was watching snooker a year after it, so I came into football, Formula 1 and snooker at 2014. But I've seen the stats and I've seen the sort of interviews with Sullivan, and he was like, he just shows how good of a player he is. I mean, tell me anyone in any sort of sport, you reckon Muhammad Ali will be able to do that? No. You reckon Lewis Hamilton will be able to do that? No. You reckon someone like, I don't know, Cristiano Ronaldo, even Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, they wouldn't be able to do that. They just wouldn't. No, Novak Djokovic, Rafa Nadal, Roger Federer, they only practice, and then all of a sudden Ronnie gets the queue out for a couple of times in a year and then comes back for a World Championship and then just demolishes everyone. Champions League is just a good practice for a lot of pros. They're not really bothered about. I don't think so, yeah. I don't think so. I agree with you. And we can see the replay there. I was right there. Chip Chayal, no. Must have been the first or second round against Jordan Brown, 147. As he celebrates here before potting the black, you know, takes the nerves to do that, because I would miss it. Yeah. Anyway, hope Wakelin will control this time. Needs to control himself first. Neil Robertson versus Ronnie O'Sullivan. I ain't saying that. It is Chris Wakelin against Neil Robertson final for me, because twice I've said this has been a brilliant, flawless match, and twice both players have missed the ball. So I ain't saying that. I think Robertson's going to be the ultimate test for Ronnie. If he gets past him, he's laughing. Well, yeah, because there's no one else. I mean, there's no further challenge for Ronnie after Robertson. It's like, you know, if you defeat the challenge, there's no more challenge. But I think Wilson would have been tougher. And I think Wilson with 5-3 down, with Wilson needing just one more frame in the last three, I think Wilson would have been tougher for Ronnie. I do really think that. Final, yeah, I just think Ronnie turns up for the final so much better than all the other players, and we'll see. I mean, we're still halfway through this match, and a lot can change, and a lot will change, I think, in this match, and you'll either be one way or Wakelin will get himself right back in this, as we can see the highlights from the Slessor game. If Ronnie does play Robertson, it's a tough. Both have beaten each other. Yes, so that was something I have to have a look here. when was the last time Neil Robertson and Ronnie O'Sullivan faced each other? I can't see it. If I just search up head to head, will it give me the right ones? I don't think so, but I'll give it a shot. Right, Ronnie O'Sullivan has won 15 games. Yeah, so they've played 25 games in total. O'Sullivan won 15, Neil Robertson won 9, and Drew 1, so I reckon it would have been a championship. And by the way, one of the most ridiculous things in snooker is having a draw opportunity at the snooker match. Why on earth would you not just play a deciding match? Why on earth are you playing it, 2-1 advantage, and he equals it for a 2-2? Why would you not give him the chance to win the match? Why do you have to settle for a draw? It's like tennis. You don't finish in a tiebreak when it's 6-all. You don't finish on Formula 1 when it's photo finish. You go to the 1,000th of a second. If Ronnie does play Robertson, it's tough. Both have beaten. Yeah, I've seen that a few years ago. 2021 Tour Championship Finals, the last time they played. Okay, so you're talking about finals. Fair enough. Fair enough. Q tracker, good side for all snooker stats, head-to-heads, career records, loads of stuff on there for the Buffins. You know what? I just use the one for all their sports. So I use it for football. I use it for sometimes boxing, sometimes tennis and snooker. So let me know. Q tracker. Let's have a little look. Yeah, that's the one I was looking at before. You know what? I've seen it and I was like, there's too many stats here from me. Yeah, wow. Some really good stats here. Yeah. Yeah, I ain't gonna have a look at it because I'll just get stuck in it. Right, Neil Robertson, Ronnie O'Sullivan always have great matches together. Tell me one time that probably will be, to be fair. Not a big fan of Wakelin. I am. I think he's one of the most underrated players on tour. Why are you not a big fan of him? It doesn't get as much credit as he should do, especially in the last year. No, last time they played against each other, period. Oh, really? So they haven't played against each other for 4 years? That's mad, that is. I suppose Ronnie was out for the majority of last year, so understandable on that one. No, last time they played against each other, period, and he's just a strange player. What do you mean he's just a strange player? Why? He's a good player. He's unfazed by the pressure, which is a good advantage. He plays the game the way he should be played. He doesn't play, the O'Connor, the Selby style. He just plays aggressive. I like Wakelin, I have to say. I don't think he gets anywhere near as much credit as he should, especially for last season. Slesser, he had a slinker today, though, by the way. If you watch the match against Neil Robertson against Elias Slesser, it was a stinker for Slesser. Wakelin is a good player for me. Slesser is as well. Two of the most underrated players on tour for me, but we'll see. We're almost ready to get back on the frame here. 2022 Home Masters, I believe. Ronnie 6-4. As for the last final, Ronnie won 10-8, I think. World Grand Prix final 2021. Good stuff. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, you see Ronnie bowing down, and I'll bow down before you. Thank you. Thank you for the stats. Appreciate that. Good stuff. Right, we are nearly ready to get back in this. And I want to see some more action from Ronnie. And I want to see some more breaks from Ronnie. And I want to see Wakelin to put up a challenge to an extent, but still lose comfortably. I like aggressive players going for shots. The part that deters me from playing snooker is the safetiest over and over. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You weren't the player that said you don't like Wakelin. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He plays it like that. Have you seen Don't Want to Decide? I don't want to decide that, by the way. I want 6-4 to be the highest score possible. Like 6-5 will be too close for comfort. Way too close for comfort for me. Especially after a 3-1 lead and a 2-0 lead. Aggressive players. Talking about aggressive players. You remember Zach Duerty from England? A couple of tournaments ago, he had a really good campaign. I think he lost to semi-final or something to John Higgins on either side. Talk about aggressive players. I haven't seen him go for a safety in succession one bit. And his shots, by the way, he was playing some incredible shots. He was running out of position all the time, but the shots that he was playing, like from from the purely potting point of view, he was brilliant. He was absolute perfection from 0-T. There are players like that. I'm struggling to think of more. we lost it. Wu Yize, the Chinese player, another one I quite like. And there was one more. I mean, Sington is the obvious one, but you can't be going for the world champ. Brussels is very aggressive, and I like. You know what? Controversial from me. I don't like Brussels. I don't like Brussels for the simple reason of he is aggressive, but don't you think he's a little bit of a sore loser? It might have been me, but the 3-4 interviews I've seen, I didn't mind him when he won a world title, but every single time I see him lose, he just seems to be like that sort of player that I blame the cloth, I blame the venue, I blame the food that I was served, I blame the referee, I blame the lights, I blame everything, but not myself. Maybe just me being completely and utter, just uneducated or something, but that's the way. Brussels is aggressive though, I will give him that. He is aggressive, and the one times he's not playing well, he will just sort of say, I'm not playing well, I'll go all in. Sort of what he did against 23 World Championship in that semi-final when he was losing 14-5? Oh my god, he like Earl Stickland in reg. Well, I'll agree that's Hussein Wafaye. Yes, can't stand Wafaye, They kiss or flow, yeah. I mean, I can't stand Wafaye. The things he talks about Sullivan like he disrespects him, like, he's an ordinary player. He's not an ordinary player, mate. I'm pretty sure Sullivan has won more world championships than Wafaye has won professional tournaments. Ronnie got his new cue from snooker player Sami Akan. Yeah, I saw that from Thailand. Yeah, he might have done Ronnie the biggest favour since he bossed his last cue. We'll see. I still am a firm believer that Ronnie makes 99% of it, and the Q makes 1%. So that's what I think, but we'll see. Certainly enjoyed this one though, for sure. Right, Wu Yize will be winning a tournament this season. You gamblers out there, get a few quid on each time, usually around 33 start of most events. Really, 33 to 1. I know what that stat is. It's a good stat. The thing about Wu Yize though, all Thai Qs are oven baked, not air dried. Fair play. Didn't know that as well. The thing about Wu Yize though, he was one of my underrated players on tour. Players are finally back here, so we're about to get the 5th frame underway. He would have a really good match. But then all of a sudden, I remember he crushed someone like Brussels or Wilson or Si Jiahui, and then he lost to Scott Donaldson after leading 3-0. And Scott Donaldson was playing crap, by the way. Nothing against the Scottish guy, but he wasn't playing anything well. And then Wu Yize just couldn't do anything with it. He's inconsistent, man. His inconsistency will fail him. And he had a decent match against Si Jiahui, but once again, just unable to get over the line. I reckon if he was playing against Wilson, you would have given him a tough game there. But let's see here, as Wakelin has a long pop shot, misses it. Is he going to give away anything for Ronnie? I think he will give away a red to the middle. It's a really tough cut though, so we'll see. The Q will fill in with so much confidence. I understand Ronnie could play with a mud pole. Yeah, I suppose. Fine margins. But when you are that good for Ronnie, what I'm saying is, no matter how good of a Q he is, it's not like, if you give this Q to Kyron Wilson, and you give me a 147 like he did there, he won't do that. Because it's only Ronnie that can get the most out of that Q. But I still understand that if you give him a good Q, he'll do well. But if you give him a brilliant Q that suits his style of play, he'll do even better. I get that. So many good players out there. Don't put your mortgage on. It's really tough to win a tourney. Yeah. I mean, you're not really going to put a mortgage out on a 33 to 1. Ronnie has a good middle pot shot here. We've got an issue with the connection. So the stream won't go down, but the little thing here will on the TNT for me. Right. Ronnie with the brown there, scoring back, and has he got enough? I don't think he has. Yeah, I don't think he has. The little move of the foot there is a sign for me that he hasn't got it. Right, so Yeah, I've seen that. You don't really put your mortgage out for 33 to 1, so it's gonna be like a 5 or something, and then you get 160 or something. It's impossible to get air dried Q from Thailand. Yeah, I've seen that. They're all oven baked. I've seen the good. Don't tell me he's gone for that shot which wasn't there. Oh my god, I've missed that, and I think Sullivan has gone for the shot that wasn't really there, and he's left Wakelin with one of the easiest openings here. Nothing, yeah, not something that you want to see. He still has a cushion of 2 frames, but let's see what will happen. Wakelin here, finding the jaws, and he lands perfectly on the blue. Let's see how costly all that mistake from Sullivan will be. Is this now Wakelin with a break? Only 5. How can you watch this? TNT Sports 3. TNT Sports 3 in the UK. I remember I was watching on Eurosport back in the day. Full match free streaming is on Thai social media. There you go. There's your answer. I'll pretend I haven't seen that message. So you do your thing. You do your dang, Black Panther. Right, Wakelin here with a chance of a good break. He's already ahead of Sullivan after Ronnie has only potted 2 balls in his frame. He always comes back rusty though, Ronnie. I've noticed this in him. Talk about bookies. Yeah, lol, well, I still haven't seen it. Talk about bookies. I wonder if you can actually check how many times after a break, the mid-session interval, after the 4 frames, 8 frames, whatever, 12 frames, how many times of those, how many frames of those ones has Ronnie actually lost in his career? Because 100% it'll be way more than 50%. I am dead serious about it. Like the amount of time I just see Ronnie missing and losing the frame straight after the break is just extraordinary. I remember he lost it to Wilson. I know he lost it to Shan Bing-yu. He obviously hasn't lost it to O'Connor because he won the match at 5-0. But yeah, he's just weird, man. Whether it takes him time to get up to speed, but then you have a look at the first frame and, it takes him time to get to speed. Yeah, he just hit a 147 off the first frame. Doesn't really work that way, does it? There's a little bit of a delay here as the referee, Tatiana Wollaston, will be looking to put this ping ball right in amongst the reds. So not above, not below, but in between. Makes that a little... Actually, a funny stat I've seen on... it wasn't TNT, I think it was Discovery Plus or something. It is a lot harder to get the most out of those splits when the pink is in the middle. Because most of the time, the pink, as the last ball, will be taking the most of the impact. And that way, you can't really split up the reds as you would normally be able to do that. Alright, found it. There you go. I'll ignore, I'll pretend I ignore that message as well. I haven't seen it, You do your thing. Wakelin here with a 27 break. He's going to be playing around the blue for a while here until he can get on the black because pink is still covered. He has done a good split here, so Tom Williams will be loving it with his 3-1 odds. So Wakelin needs to get himself back within touching distance first. And then you can try and do something. Huh? No, nothing. I haven't seen it. Right. Another blue goes in as Wakelin is, he should be cruising here. Brilliant position, and he gets himself onto the black, around the black spot, no messing around, and he should do it, no problems at all. Even though it is a little bit controversial as a Ronnie fan because you're never sure what's going to happen, especially in snooker. I would like Wakelin to make this a little bit more interesting whilst having a good breaks of his, but I think with me, it's fine when he's 2 frames down. I don't want to see Wakelin doing anything special next frame, Last thing I want to say. I guess I did something wrong, bye-bye. No, I'm just saying, Tim, technically I've seen it multiple times, so YouTube can give you a warning or sort of put some stuff on you when you promote illegal streaming of it. So, but since I don't, I'll be alright. It's just a bit of fun. It's a grey area, and I'm not sure what can they say to me, and if they say something, I'll come back with something, you know. That's the way the cookie crumbles. 50 plus break here for Wakelin as he's looking to get the frame on the board. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So 57 here. Apart from those two early mistakes from Wakelin in the first two frames, I think one thing that I would be concerned as a Ronnie fan a little bit is he has been clinical. You know, I mean, it is perfect. Oh my god. Oh my god, that is the perfect shot. I swear I'm not doing on today. Oh my Christ. He has been clear. He's fluked it, by the way. May we go downstairs, please? Of course you can. Whoever you are. I have said that he's been clinical and he's missed it. He's fluked it into the middle pocket. But that has been so funny from my side. Literally a split second after, he has fluked the red into the middle. That was hilarious. That was literally a split second. I said he's been really clinical in those frames, and then he's gone and missed. I have to be using this, man. There's no way I'm allowing Wakelin to get away with it. I won't use it in this frame because he's already won it. Tom Williams is very happy about him. Damn, that is terrible. That shot was way off and he fluked it. Yeah. Yeah, actually, to be fair, I was going to make some sort of excuse for him, but in the end, probably the right thing. Probably the right thing there. For Wakelin to win this frame, I mean. Deserved it, but if you're going to fluke it, at least fluke it on the frame that you wanted. Don't fluke it when you have an opener and you sort of do it like that. So as you can see his face there, he knows he got away with it, and Ronnie is like, what on earth have I just seen? Yeah, actually it's a good sign for Ronnie because that's a sign to me that he cares and he's not happy about it. He's not laughing about it. The frame was over anyway. Live link. Speak to Tim Kearney. I'll pretend I'll ignore that one as well. Frame was over. It wasn't that point, but it was probably over with two reds on the cushion, so can't really do anything about it. Yash Ferro is back. Yes, you haven't missed a 147. That's a good thing. How many frames today? Best of 11 still, because it's a semi-final, same as quarterfinals and last 16. So I think Saudi ran out of imagination there. But I suppose UK Championship do that, and Masters do that. Final 17. Good question. Someone in your chat will tell me before I search it up, so I'll leave it to them. You see, I'm getting cocky now. I'm saying someone in your chat will do it. I just don't want to be wasting people's time here. So Wakelin on the break of 85. Shall I try to jinx him for a century? No, I'll allow him. 92 break for Wakelin. Not going to say anything more than that. 2 pots away from a century break. 1 pot away now. Well, he's gone for the blue, so you'll need the yellow as well. So this to make it 3 out of 5 centuries. So 3 out of 5 frames that we've had have seen. Yeah, you looking like a core streamer today. Am I? But what do you mean? So just purely face-wise, or just the way I behave? What happened in this frame? Has Ronnie been missing? Yes and no. So he had an early chance. He's gone for the shot he should have never really gone for. Typical Ronnie. And then midway through the break, Wakelin had a massive fluke, which had jinxed him halfway through. Century, by the way, for Wakelin, 103, 107. So, good stuff here from Chris. No, not the way you're saying the chat would reply faster than you search. That's what I'm saying, Yash, but every single time I was searching it up on the Q tracker, I had Andrew saying before me, so I was just like, you know what, there's no point. I did it 3 or 4 times when I was searching Robertson, 146, 147 break. And then every single time I'll come back to the chat, I'll have 3 messages missed from Andrew, and he was already saying it in a better way than I was. So because the frame is over now, and Wakelin finished off with a brilliant 125, fair play, end of break, and his highest break of the match. I will WHT, by the way, thank you. We'll have a look at the stats because I do have a chance and I haven't got a lot to say. What was I going to say? I forgot. What was I going to have a look at? What was I going to have a look at? I forgot about it. Final 70, yes. So how many frames in the final? That'll be an easy, to be fair. Watch me. I'm off the page now. Watch me come back to Andrew messaging, saying something before me. So it should be straightforward. Just go on to Saudi Masters and have a look at last year, because last year was the first one, of course. 10-9, so best of 19 as I'm coming back to the stream. Thanks for the commentary. Going to watch the Liverpool game now. Hope Ronnie gets the win. Before you leave, Andrew, I am a Liverpool fan, so I've got it on the background. Up the Reds. Let's get this title to Anfield once more. Number 21. Come on the download. Will be a good game against Bournemouth. I will be keeping an eye on it in the background. I'm definitely not missing that one. It will be a good game, but we should win it at Anfield in the opening one. Wakelin keeping it close. He is. So he's doing his bit. Good to have such a chat always. Yeah, I suppose, Yash. I suppose. So answering your question, best of 19. So you'll be first to 10. So it makes sense. So it's similar to the UK Championship and all the other good ranking tournaments. Purely in terms of the frame, on the frame count. How much for the 147? I mean, Andrew has left. I don't know what to say to you. You're asking in terms of the money. I thought you were talking about the odds. 50,000. There's no way it's 50,000 in Saudi. It has to be way bigger than that. $147,000. Yeah, there you go. That's better. 140. So this time Tim is incorrect. I'll put that in the chat. 147,000. There you go. Nah, it's pretty sure it's just for one. I've just seen it. 147,000. Yeah. Ronnie getting a pretty huge pot out of this tournament. He is damn good. Who won the 147 maximum last season with 2 mark breaks? It was, well, it should have been Jackson Page because he made 2 in the same match, in the same tournament, in the World Championship, and it was a Triple Crown event, so he definitely should have qualified for that one, as I didn't add the frame here. Apologies. Of course, frame to Wakelin. 3-2. And Wakelin is going to break off for frame number 6. Right. Have a little refresh here. It's all going good. Good stuff. Wakelin with a good break-off shot. Doesn't leave Ronnie with any sort of temptation for the pot. Where are you located, by the way? So this page you get it. I'm pretty sure you would have, because it was a Triple Crown event, and it was, well, haven't checked. I think if you didn't get it, I would have seen it in the news because you would have had a meltdown about it, rightly so. Where are you located, by the way? UK, there's a little city, Solihull, next to the Birmingham area, so quite a nice town actually if you think about it. One thing I didn't like about last frame, when that fluke happened, he didn't raise his hand. I think that's overrated, Tim. I think there was a fluke before that he didn't raise his hand for. What do you say, guys? Is it must-win frame for Ronnie? With the way Chris Wakelin's playing, yes, because now Wakelin is on the charge. He just spotted a good red, and he spotted the black there, so... You know, quickly, yeah. If you are going to bet on it, by the way, because you're saying quickly, I would not bet right now, because Wakelin is in with a good chance here, earlier on. But he does seem to be getting away with the scoreline, to be fair, Wakelin, because it was 2-0 down, he was 3-1 down, and all of a sudden now he's got the momentum after the break, and he's on the table here. So Ronnie needs to make sure that he doesn't let this fairy tale story slip away from him, because one thing about Wakelin is, you know, I did joke about him not getting out of Saudi alive. He won't get back to England. Well, for the money that he gets, he could get so many bodyguards that, you know, even Saudi can't do anything about it, but we'll see. You'll be a massive breaker though for the stories. Like these 147 will probably lose 50% of its hype if Ronnie loses Smash to me. Wish I could watch live. I know that feeling, but once again, TNT Sports 3, if you've got the subscription. If you haven't, can't say anything more than that. Once again, a little delay here as the pink once again is put amongst the reds. Download WST. Can you watch it on WST? I suppose in some countries you would. Different here for the UK with all the broadcasting rights. So the current frame update is Wakelin is on the blue, 16 points on the board, looking to make that 21. Still has 3 really good reds, and then you'll probably have to go into the bunch after those 3 disappear into the pocket. I am in Northampton, lol. Not quite far, fair enough. Thomas, Cardinal. And I'm pretty sure the reason why... Well, actually, I'm not too sure because a lot of people have been saying they're watching from Kashmir and Pakistan and India, so I'm not sure how the YouTube decides to advertise the content, whether it is region-based or it's all around it, but anyway, shout out Northampton. I've got a friend there actually, funnily enough. He's not really into sports, he's just into programming, so he's a boring guy like me. 29 points for Wakelin here. As he's got an angle here to develop those reds, and he still has a backup option of one of the reds that he's already opened, so smart play here from Wakelin. As he develops one more, and he doesn't land on the blue, lands on the green. So he's now got 2 more reds to work with. Pretty well so far for him. Doing all the right things. Yep, and holding up for the red nicely there. So needs to be careful, Sullivan. He's still guaranteed to be, not being behind after this frame, but frame number 7, he needs to make sure he wins it, and he needs to make sure he keeps being ahead, because one thing about Sullivan is, and one thing about Wakelin is, first of all, he doesn't seem to be phased by... I was expecting him to be sort of like losing his crap out after, 147 for Ronnie, and I'm going to lose this match no matter what, but he doesn't seem to be in that mindset, which is fair play to the lad. I mean, it must be one of the hardest things to put yourself together after Ronnie O'Sullivan has made a 147 in the opening frame at the semi-final of the tournament that could potentially be, more money than you earned pretty much during the entirety of last season. I mean, how much money has Wakelin won last season? He certainly didn't win 500,000. Whether he won 250 is another question, but he's not too far from it now. As I say, if he wins this frame, he will be within 3 frames, as is Ronnie, but still has to win it. Now, he ran out of reds that are in open play. By the way, Tom Williams will be looking at a bet now and saying, you know what, 3-1 odds, it don't look that bad now. So, Wakelin was having to go into the reds. He has gone now, and he ended up with a shot to the middle. Hampered badly by the pink there, so I'm not too sure how much he can get out of this shot, so whether it is going to be the end of a break. He has got himself 47 points ahead here, so a strong contender for this frame, but not over the line just yet. Tough shot this is, especially having to go around the pink as he hesitates and thinks against it for now. I think he has to take it on, really, because I can't really see any better solution, because if you're going to play a safety and try to do it to a black cushion, you're going to leave a red on anyway. But he's missed it, so he missed it by quite far as well. And where's the cue ball going? I think he has got away with it. Is it free to watch on WST app? Not sure, asking the wrong person. Saab Juneja says it is. I can't see it being free on the UK, and if it is, it's a massive scam for me paying for TNT Sports, and you just can watch it on WST app. So Ronnie has got attempt into the middle, and he plays it to an absolute perfection. So it's the end of break for Chris Wakelin, and it's the start of break for Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's on the black now. The position is far from ideal. Is Ronnie up? Yeah, he is. So he is, and he's got himself a first point on the board. Looking to have a black now, but I have to say, don't get your hopes up, because this does look like one of those positions that he will mess up eventually. Probably after doing all the hard work. He already sort of messed up, leaving himself a really hard cut into the middle pocket. 8 points on the board, and he'll be looking to play for the blue. No, I can't be free, that's what I'm saying, but with society now, I won't be surprised with anything. After, yeah, you know what, 2019 I was surprised with COVID, 2022 I was surprised with, yeah, having to leave my country. Ain't gonna surprise me anything now. So, Sully gets first 2 reds out of the way. Not the hardest one, but not the easiest ones. Has got a little bit of a free one into the middle, and now he can think of potentially, I mean, the only way I can see him confidently splitting those reds up, probably from a blue. You can't really do anything into the reds from the black, so because you're going right into the pink. So we'll see about that. For now though, he's on the green and looking to get rid of the lonely red on the top bulk area. Can Ronnie clear from here easily? No, because he has not the easiest reds here. So basically 5 reds are left here. He's got 20 points. He's behind by 27 points. So in terms of points, he's all right. But he's got 1 red in the bulk area, which he's going to play right now, which is not the easiest one. There you go. He potted that one nicely. He's on the blue now, so he needs a cannon now to cannon the 3 reds that are tied up together. And then he's got 1 more that is resting on the cushion. I think it's dead on the cushion, so it shouldn't be too difficult. But I think he messed up the shot beforehand. Yeah, from his face you can tell he messed it up. So it didn't catch the cannon from the blue onto the reds nicely, and should be the end of a break from here. So 4 reds are still in the play. Ronnie looking to potentially make his life a little bit easier here. Ronnie gonna be in the final? I hope so, but we'll see. We'll see. Ronnie gonna win 100%. I'd love to see where you getting that confidence from. I know he was up by 3 frames to 1, but this is looking like very much still Wakelin's frame to lose. I would love him to lose it, but let's see first. He's got a cue ball tied up on the cushion, but Sullivan has left him a chance, and Wakelin took it as he landed on one of the colours he hasn't, so it's going to be a snooker here. Probably not the worst case scenario for Ronnie, because there is one of the reds right on the cushion, but on the other hand, you have to be really careful with it to make sure you don't leave the other one in play. So let's see here, but for now for Wakelin, could be an important pot, we'll see. As Ronnie now has to take his time to figure a way out, so still more than enough points. He can afford to miss once or twice, but of course he can't afford to be giving any positional play away. This looks good. This looks really good. In the end, he has left Wakelin with a chance there. It's not straightforward, and it's one of those that is risky to play along the cushion. He had a look in the middle, which is a sign to me that he doesn't really want to be playing the one along the cushion. So let's see if he can pot it. If he can, it should be a frame over, but he didn't. Messed it up and he missed it. Has he got away with it once more is the question that Ronnie will be looking for an answer. As you can see, he did it with a lot of power. My grandfather would be fuming with me if that was me. He would just be screaming at me, just roll it into the pocket, you stupid. But yeah, Sullivan doesn't seem to have an opening here, so you will be just a safety. So who's at advantage? Well, I think Wakelin is an advantage of him getting away with every single time he misses. Ronnie doesn't seem to be having that luxury, and Wakelin is still 22 points clear here in the frame number 6 with 3 reds into play. 2 reds heavily in play, and one of them is on the cushion, still possible, but as we've seen from Wakelin, very much missable. I think Wakelin's going to try and put this one into the pocket whilst having a safety done. He messed up the safety, but they got the pot. But he's not really on the colour. So talk about advantage. It is advantage Wakelin, as he eliminates one more red. Now has a pink to play and pot. And if he gets onto the next red, he should be over this frame. As he pots the pink, he's on the red. Now let's have a look at the scoreline. So 29, you'll need an expensive colour to not be needing the last red, if my maths is right. So he's 29 ahead now. The red makes it 30, so you'll need a pink to put the frame to bed, barring snookers for Sullivan. But if he's confident, which he won't be, after having missed exactly the same shot, but if he is confident of just rolling that red along the cushion into the pocket, he can't afford of having any other colours. Of course he can. First the red shot here, which he hesitates on. Important stuff here, and really important frame here for Wakelin. So yeah, needs to make sure he does everything right there. It's Chris. As I just need to update the TNT thing has shut down on me, so I can't really see if he potted that one, so I'll be back with you in a second time. Here we go, it's back now. We're in business. Where are we? Sorry, a little bit of a delay here. Yep, there you go. Good stuff, we're back. And Wakelin has made that red shot count for him. So, little hesitation. And he has gone for an option of the green or the blue. I'm pretty sure it will be the green. So, he is backing himself to roll this red along the cushion, which, of course, is exactly a carbon copy of the shot he's missed a couple of shots earlier. We'll see whether that call works out for him. But yeah, it should be his frame to lose here. But the one thing though, if he does spot the blue, he guarantees himself a respot. He's going for the pink. Wow, from this position. That could be mental if he misses it. And he has missed it. Why on earth would you go for the... And he got away with it massively and basically snookered Sullivan there once again. So the luck is being on Wakelin's side, recently especially. But why on earth would you go for that pink when you can surely go for a much easier blue and guarantee yourself a respot? Now, you're not guaranteeing yourself anything, because that pink was never going to be easy, and Sullivan is still very much in this frame. Has a tough shot to deal with. And talk about luck, as he got away with it. A massive kiss on the red, onto the green, and he was close to the pocket. He stayed all over the pocket, but can Wakelin see it behind the blue? I'm not sure he can, to be fair. Let's have a look. He's playing some way of it, of course. I think he's going off the cushion, so I think Sullivan got away with it. Yeah, so Wakelin was playing off the cushion. So Sully got away with it to an extent. Has Wakelin got away with it now? I think he has. So from a snooker, he has put the snooker back to Ronnie's now. And it's Ronnie's turn. He's going to try and play around the blue here. So risky shot. And he missed it. Into the jaws. Is he going to put him back? Wakelin is the question. Because now it doesn't do too much damage to Ronnie here. Because he's still alright, just about. He's still 1 point safe here. Because 35 on the table, with a foul is 34, the difference between them. Yes, so Wakelin will try and put this red into the yellow pocket. No, he doesn't. He actually tries to roll in behind the black. So a wise move there, and executed nicely. Once again, Sullivan under pressure. Let's have a look at the poll actually. How many people have voted? I'm just curious. 510! You're mad! Thank you very much. 95 going for Ronnie, 5 going for Wakelin. Yeah, fair play. Those 5% that have gone for Wakelin, fair play to you. the definition going against the odds. Well, I may be laughing now, but if it's 3-0 and it's very much looking like it. Oh, Sullivan there. He nearly managed to hit it so well. He nearly potted it. Of course, it wouldn't have done him any good because he needs a black with his red. So would have done him no good there. But good escape from the snooker. Almost too good, and now Wakelin has a chance to put this frame to bed. And he does. So very much all to play for here in this semi-final. As Wakelin is now back to square one for Ronnie, and Wakelin is now very much the man in form and the man with the momentum. Could that be early concerning signs for Ronnie? Doesn't seem to be feeling any pressure so far, just seems to be getting a little bit unlucky here, and Wakelin seems to be thriving off that so far. Will try to go for a total clearance here, just to get himself on the board and make sure he spends as much time at the table as possible. Wakelin getting all the run of the ball so much. Yeah, I think so. And I think of Sullivan, I don't bet. That message is a bit too old now, Sarge, come on. I'm pretty sure the last betting message was about 25-30 minutes ago, something like that. Anyway, if you don't bet, that's fine. I don't either. I'm just not good enough. The blue is in, so a really good pot there from Wakelin. So he's turning into a little bit of a practice table at the moment. He's got a good pink from the rest. That one is in as well, and he won't bother with the black. As a decent break there of 24, and that is frame Chris Wakelin. So 3 frames all here. Ronnie's going to become frustrated. 3-1 now, 3-3. Of course, remember he was 2-0 up, 3-1 up, now 3-3. We'll see. Wakelin missing easy refs and leaving nothing. Yeah, I think that is the case so far, but Sullivan had his chances, to be fair to him, and nobody asked him to miss the easy red, in the previous frame, which he has. And then Wakelin has just been a little bit more clinical, but of course getting the flukes, getting the snookers. You write your own luck, but in sports sometimes you can't really justify luck sometimes. So we'll see how that one will resolve. But I did say I wanted this match to be a little bit closer than whitewash, but I didn't want it to be this close. As I said, I want Sullivan to be leading by every single time, every single frame. So 3-2, 4-3, 5-4, 6-5, stuff like that. 6-4, I should say. I don't want it to go to the decider because there'll be nerve-wracking stuff there, and after going against the decider against Bingyu Wilson, I reckon it's just going to be one too many for Sullivan. So I would actually back Wakelin in the decider, because if you're not going to be unfazed by the 147 in the opening match, in the opening frame against Ronnie O'Sullivan, I mean, you're not going to be fazed by anything. And Ronnie just, it's Ronnie, but it's inconsistent Ronnie, so we'll see. That frame there, Ronnie broke the 3 reds, ended up nothing. Wakelin misses easy red and leaves nothing. Yeah. But what I would say to that is, he should have done better with that blue. I get what you're saying, Scott Miller, but he should have done nothing with that blue, because he is a specialist in those sort of shots, and he skids off that red. If he hits them right in the face, head on ball, there's no way he leaves himself with nothing, because you'll have 3 chances. If he hits those 3 reds right on the head, 3 reds will split up 80% of the chance, and then at least should have took 1 on cushion. I can't really remember him not taking 1. I remember Wakelin missing 1, but I can't really remember Sullivan having a shot. Maybe it was because those 2 red balls were on the cushion for quite a while there, so maybe he did. But should have, could have, would have. Let's see what the 7th frame will bring. Hopefully it will bring frame to Ronnie, is what I'm saying, but let's see. I've been impressed by Wakelin. This is kind of a performance I would have liked to see from Slesser. This is the type of performance that he has sort of produced against Hawkins, against Sington, With the 3 reds left, takes blue and split the reds with the red on the cushion. Oh yeah, good one, I remember. I remember that one. Yeah, probably. We'll see. Hopefully we won't have to talk about it too much, as you just get 3 frames in a row and, get a cruise. Wakelin here with an early safety, at least no chances earlier on here. Once again, a good safety here. I don't think that one was luck, as Sullivan now has 1 pole potentially that he can see an edge of. Can't see any other on them. There were no Chinese players in the quarters. Really? There were quite a lot of them in the round of 16. I'll have a look. Let's have a look. So, last 16 there was Si Xiaowei, Zhao Xingtong, Ding Junhu, Xiao Bingyu. Yeah, so there were none of them in the quarterfinal. Yeah, agree, good point. Where can I watch it live free? Question to the chat. I'll ignore it once again. What I won't be ignoring is Wakelin with another chance and another miss. Has he got away with it this time? I don't think he has. You have to be, really lucky winning the jackpot here or getting away 4 times in a row against Ronnie or Sullivan. Now, can Ronnie, if he can get through to this red, can he finally make him pay for his mistakes? Yeah, so there were no Chinese players in the quarters. Obviously 1 Australian, 1 Welsh, and the other 6 are the guys from England. Remember, the Australian one is still in this and is in the final. And have a look at this shot. So Ronnie couldn't get through to the red, but he decided to play with the plant, and he played it pretty much too safe, I would say, because he ended up right on the ball cushion. Have a look at this. A 4-ball plant. Brilliant stuff there from Sullivan, with so much distance between the balls. So he certainly still got it, and he's a good brown here, and he's got it. Has he got anything onto the colours, onto the reds I should say? No, he hasn't. So doing the hard work once again, and then snookering himself on the blue. So just roll up to the bunch and don't do what Elias Lesser did in the final frame against Robertson. By the way, Lesser, he has been his worst enemy today, hasn't he? Like, the amount of mistakes he made and the amount of chances he gave away to Robertson. I would have certainly loved Wakelin to be doing a lot more of that against Sullivan. Hasn't been the story so far. Could still be about to change, as they just exchanged the little roll up and down, left and right to the table. This will take a little bit of time. Can Ronnie score from here? He could, if he didn't snooker himself on the blue. So he's already, what I should be doing is updating break ended a little bit quicker. Yeah, he's already out of position, and they both had a couple of shots, and they have decided that he's going to be a re-rack. So we're going to go back here, and it's going to be a start to the 7th frame once again. So from 0 points each. Can score re-rack, re-rack. Re-rack. So it was a logical decision there. There was no point. Why? Because basically there was they've both played 3 shots running to the pyramid. You know, when there's a bunch of reds there and you can't really play away from them because you need to hit a red, and the only way from you to be hitting the ball is down. So you just roll it down the table, up and down, onto the black cushion, from the black cushion, and you can just do that for ages. So with both of them being aggressive players in my view, and I just think both of them have thought, you know what, it's not worth the time. And, in the end, it wasn't worth it for either. Eurosport. Yeah, I remember watching snooker on Eurosport. I don't know what happened to it now. I think it's different in the UK. But I don't know. Good break off here from Sullivan. Wakelin under pressure here. Well, he's not really under pressure, but he hasn't got a straightforward safety here. The cue ball is on the cushion here, so it won't be straightforward, and certainly won't be thinking about going for the pot here, which is always nice from Sullivan's point of view. Still anyone's game, these, by the way. The match has been going on for almost 2 hours, but still. Can you speak and read Thai? Me? No, absolutely not. I mean, you can try Adam Ninja. You're back. Yes. Good stuff. Got one more person in the chat. Can you speak and read Thai? Absolutely not. My Chinese knowledge earns in two fruits, which I forgot anyway. So I was learning Chinese, and that was probably one of the worst learning things I've ever done, because I knew some of the words, I could read them, but then I just forgot all of it. But can you speak and read Aussie? Absolutely not. Did you watch the 147? I did, and I think it was one of the first ones, if not the first one, 147 I saw live from Ronnie, so it certainly was a spectacle. Can you speak and read Aussie? I'll be really uneducated here, Paul Dixon. I have no idea that is different from English. I know it's English, but I know. I've listened to some of the Formula One players. I haven't listened really to Robertson a lot. What's happening now in the frame? A rear rack. So earlier on, little safety here. Live link available. Question to the chat once more. So yeah, on the rear rack here, a couple of good shots each. So Wakelin here with a shot time of a minute. So he's certainly thinking about it, and he can't see. Same mate, just taking the fair enough. I will never, as a foreigner, I'll never understand this thing, but it's not like I'm massively into it anyway. Yeah, he found a really good shot there, Wakelin. Found a really good shot there. And even though the cue ball has left the bulk area, I don't think Sullivan has any sort of potential threat here. So in fairness to Wakelin, he has been getting away with some shots, but he's also been producing some of the real quality safety, and Sullivan needs to make sure his game is up to that level, and he's not the one on the back foot, which is the last thing you would want if you're a Ronnie O'Sullivan fan. Him being on the back foot, a good safety there. The black is open, the pink is covered up, and the blue and all the bulk colors are in nice position on their spots. So it's a promising position, and Wakelin makes a mistake here. Does he get away with it once more? To an extent, yes. So he covers up the easy red, and he's got a little bit of a tougher red to the left hand side. So he missed all the reds in its entirety, and he caught them on the way back. So it's not the hardest shots for Ronnie here to start the break off, but it's not the easiest. And with him not really spending too much time at the table recently, could be a miss that, but hopefully won't be. And it's comfortably into the middle of the pocket. Really nice start there from Ronnie. Does Ronnie has a chance? Yes, he has, and he certainly converted the first red. Can Ronnie build a break from here? Yes and no. Ronnie can, but Ronnie can also miss because it's a really tough position. He's got 8 points now, a red and a black. You can get probably a break of 30, maybe 40, but apart from that, it will be a struggle because you'll have to do a lot on the... let me know what a CBA is, because I hope he wins a CBA for Wakelin. I have no idea what that means. That is me being a foreigner. Once again, you'll see that a lot in the chat. Me not understanding some of it. I'm very much hoping that Ronnie will win. Can't be asked. Fair enough. Thank you. You being respected there. Thank you. There you go. You live and you learn. I like Wakelin. I won't mind him to. Well, I will mind him to win because it's a fairy tale with O'Sullivan having a maximum in the opening frame, and it's fairy tale for Ronnie winning the first ranking title in 17 months. So I want the fairy tale to continue. But I don't mind Wakelin. I don't get why he's not liked more than he is. But I'm not going to influence other people and, be the same as me. You can have the players you like. A lot of players like Selby, I don't. A lot of players that watch snooker from my family like Selby, and I still don't. I just can't stand him. I think he's a sore loser. I think he's a clever guy, but I just think he's not a really good person. From what I see on the interviews. Obviously, I don't know him in real life. Never met the guy. Probably never will. Well, actually, probably will if he gets through to the latter stages of the English Open, which hopefully I'll be going to in September. Well, Kanishk, you had a question, is Ronnie going to build a break here? Well, we got 25 on the board and he's developed some of the reds, so hopefully, fingers crossed, he gets a couple of more shots in. Compromises a couple of reds, but he's alright here. 32 points. Are the reds on cushion? No. So that's been the story of the match. I don't think, out of those 7 frames, I don't think we've had 2 frames on the cushion. Someone is going really hard with the emoji. Thank you, I love that. I love that. I've never done it myself, but I really love when someone's doing it to me. Oh yes, keep doing it. Another maximum chance? No, forget it. Well, I mean, technically he is on a maximum scoreline, but come on. 2 maximums in one match. I mean, if that's the clippable bit, I am talking to myself in the future and I'm saying, you are the luckiest man in today's day if you've seen Ronnie O'Sullivan hit 2 maximums in one frame, in one match. Imagine if you did that one in one frame, 2 maximums. Even Ronnie couldn't do that. He's got 6 reds and 6 blacks though, and listen, from the hypothetical point of view, another century chance. There you go. That's the better question. Yes, 100%. 100% a century chance. Kanishk, 100%. Because he should make it a 50 break here off the black. And he does. So 56 on the board. And I think that is probably the end of any maximum hopes, as he has got the angle to go for the blue here. No, he's going for the black, as he goes for a lot of deep screw back. Little risky that, to be playing those style of shot, but not if you're Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's alright. And looking to make it another red and a black. So I think if you take, the emotions out of the game, I think you have to be talking about 1 frame would be something. Yeah, exactly, Cyclone. I mean, even Ronnie couldn't do that. Maybe in his dreams he could. So 64 on the board here. I think if you are a Ronnie fan though, you will be 2 blacks enough to seal the frame. Yeah, so he needs 1 more red, 2 more reds I should say, and 1 more black. So 2 more shots, but the problem here is I can't really see a red for him here after these blacks. So he potentially sees one, or maybe not. So he's looking to find one. So the black to make it 72 points with still 75 on the table. So he needs a black and a red. Yeah, he got into the bunch. Has he got into it well? We'll talk about the reds on the cushion. No, the maximum is not longer on because one of the reds has gone on the cushion. And I'm pretty sure Sullivan has nothing to play here apart from a risky cut into the middle. So he's got 1 to the corner pocket, but it's not really a lot easier. Yeah, so he decides to go for the right middle pocket. That red is in. Nicely played. He's on the black. The maximum could have been on and would have been on if he was, as by the way, he wins this frame. So a really good response there from Ronnie. The maximum would have been on had that one of the reds not gone on the cushion. He's still gone every single red with the black, so it's technically possible. Ronnie can move the white anywhere, so can win the frame. He has already won the frame, Kevin. And it's now all about the century and then potentially anything more. I'm not going to say anything else after it, but a century and maybe something else. 81 points scored here. Once again, his scoring in this match has been incredible so far. 88. Still 11 reds, 11 blacks. 3 more reds in real good positions and 1 more in a really bad position. As one of the reds disappears. I reckon Ronnie should try and leave one of the reds on. Well, if that's me, he should leave one of the reds on and try and cannon the one on the cushion from the black. And then potentially, if he doesn't land on it, he's got another chance. As you can see here, he's got the angle here, so it's a really tough shot to pull away. I think he wouldn't really care about the century, would he? No, he does. So he decides to leave that one till last. So make sure you secure the century first. Fair play. Another century break here for Ronnie. So I wish he gets 147. Kanish, still possible, but I have to say the way I'm relaxed about it. If he was with a real incredible chance for me, I would have been a lot more nervous here. But it's a really hard job for him to do that, and yeah, he hasn't got really an angle on the black. He just realized that, so he's probably just going to screw back and playing behind it. So Along the cushion is spottable. Bro is in a difficult red, so he's going for a cut along the cushion. Is incredibly difficult because a double no. He's gone for the corner pocket, and he's made it, and he has made it, and he has made it. You know, and all of a sudden, this guy is getting really nervous. Not perfect on the black. That transition to the yellow is going to be key. The black is in. Where's the cue ball? The cue ball is perfect. You know what? All of a sudden, when I said to myself on camera, when you've seen 2 maximum breaks on 1 frame, don't you dare to jinx it. I will not survive this. 5 balls from the greatest. Bro, how possible? Yeah, now possible definitely. He's got 4 of those 5 colours on his spots. Pink is a little bit out of position, which it would be because he has to play every single shot with the black. Oh my god. Talk about history. 3 more shots here. The blue, and this time he's got a much nicer angle on the blue. Bro, now all colour possible. Absolutely. He just needs 3 more. He just needs 3 more. He just needs 2 more now. A pink and a black. The pink is in. How's the opposition? Perfect on the black. Have a look at this. His reaction, he knows. Just make sure you pot it. No messing around. He has a smile on his face. And he's done it. 147. Twice in 1 match. Chris Wakelin is absolutely laughing his head off because this is legendary stuff from the man himself, SS Yash. Done. It is definitely done. 147. Does the bonus increase? I don't care. Ronnie will. The greatest ever, 147,000. Absolutely. And deserves every single penny of it. 2 maximums in one match. Well, he is the greatest of all time for a reason. But this is absolutely incredible stuff here. And we are witnessing the greatest of all time playing one of the greatest snooker of all time. I mean, you've never seen Ronnie O'Sullivan get 2 maximum breaks in 1 match. Well, you've seen it now. Now the cue is working, lol. Well, it definitely is, and I think Ronnie is working for it as well, as I don't want to give the frame to Ronnie because that will put the score to 0, so I'll keep the 147 on for a while. And that is absolute brilliant stuff there from Ronnie. You said impossible, bro. He did the possible. I said impossible because when he did the position was horrible, by the way. The position was really, really hard. The reason I said impossible was, 1, because he already made it, so I thought when he had the chance to go for the blue, he would. And another one, so lucky to have won yesterday, otherwise he would have missed today's magic. Man, you have no idea how good of a comment that is. If he hasn't won against Bing Yu and Wilson in the deciders, we would have never seen, we probably would never have seen 147 from him again. We've seen 2 in a single match. History from historically the greatest, Adam Roberts. Yeah, you can't put it better than that. Nerve-wracking stuff and brilliant stuff here from the legend. You know, he's absolutely historical. Now win the match. Exactly, Scott Miller. He's the record, 2 147 in 1 match. I think it would have been, I'm pretty sure Jackson Page got it as well, but Ronnie got it in a semi-final. I'm pretty sure Page got it in some of the qualifiers. So looks like the old Ronnie's back. World Championship number 8. Too early, man. Like, he's got how many months before? He's got 9 months before then. He could still break this cue twice, you know, and change his cue about 10 times before the World Championship happens. Bro, has he done 2 147s in the match? He has. The highest break, O'Sullivan 147. I want to put X2 on it. I can't, but did it also 2 in the same match. Sean Murphy. Kevin, thank you very much for that, Kevin. Can you let me know which one it was? 700,000 if he wins this tournament. I'm pretty sure it would be more than that because all the contracts from the sponsors, you should definitely win this match now because Saudi will be in all the snooker headlines for a lot more time now. Will he get 2 prize money? I'm pretty sure it doubles yet to 147,000 now. So instead of 50,000, he gets 147. I feel one more for 147 load. Let's not get greedy. Come on. It's like saying he should win every single frame with a 147. Exhibition in Hungary. Okay. In Budapest. I've seen one of them. I've seen the exhibition from Steve Davis, but To be fair, Scott, it's not the same doing an exhibition match as doing it in the semi-final when so much is on the line. You can see Wakelin there in the reaction. Brilliant. He knows just how much it means and what it means to the sport. He's already paid 300,000 by the South. Yeah. So he could easily make it to $1 million or something like that, something silly like that. So, but he deserves every penny of it. And as sad as I am, I'm gonna have to award the frame to Ronnie, and 147 is gone, and it will be gone now. Yeah. Who will win this match? Well, those 95% are still hanging on here as Sullivan leads by 4 frames to 3. I think the least entertaining story of this match so far has been the Sullivan winning the frames. I guess it's a record in semi-finals 2-1-4-7. Oh, it definitely will be. No, not at all. None of these numpties, as Ronnie would say, couldn't live with what he's done in snooker. Yeah, the numpties. His favourite subject in sport, the numpties. Yeah, exactly. As a good shot here, Ronnie. Just misses the yellow to snooker Wakelin. Of course, you know, take the who's the greatest. I'll put it in the chat. I can't resist that. There you go. There's your answer. There's your answer, Dickies. I am so happy, says Adam Ninja, and so am I. So am I. And Wakelin here with a little bit of making a mess out of the position. Ronnie has a really tough cut along the cushion. Not the angle that I really want him to be attempting, but of course he'll just ignore me and go for one more. Right, Kanishk, don't you dare to say what I think you will say. He is on the black, so that's all I'm going to say. It's a red and a black in, you know. I'll just leave it there. Another 147 coming. Damn it, Scott. Just say as if Ronnie has an opening 147. I just said it, Kanish. I just literally said it to you. Ronnie attempting third 147. Come on, guys. Too early. It's like me saying I'm in for a 147 after I put one red, and then I missed the black off the spot. Once again, though, Kanish, your question. Any of the balls are on the cushion? None so far, but I'd say 11 of them are really bunched up, really awkwardly and really widely. So it's not really a triangle, it's just a rectangle, a really wide triangle. Don't put it past him, sorry mate. Not exactly sure what that means, but of course, we'll see. He's still with a chance, and that's about as much as we can have at the moment. Bro, where you watch, did you pay or just any link? So I did pay TNT Sports 3 subscription. That's the way to do it for me. And yeah, that was the way that I did it. Ronnie here, still doing his bits as he pots another red, and he's on the black. $24 points here, and he's still on the red. $25 now, looking to make it 4 blacks and 4 reds. Gonna have to do a lot of work here on the split, and it was always gonna finish where it did. Nothing for him unless there's a plant or a long shot into the green pocket. Am I seeing third? No, I'll probably say no. This is a shot now. Yeah, there you go, Scott Miller, you knew that. Unlucky with that one. He will go for the green pocket shot, and he will try to screw back. No, he actually didn't. He's gone for the middle. So it's clearly... This is really good stuff from Ronnie, because he sacrificed the 147, which wasn't really there anyway. And he's gone for the blue to make sure he wins this match, and I really like to see that. And this could be the turning point, because if he goes for that green pocket shot and he goes all in on the screw back, leaves Wakelin on with a shot, all of a sudden could be a horrible story for him. In the end, he didn't. He went for a safe option, and now he has a 39-point gap. Come on, Ronnie, win the frame exactly. Scott Miller, you're way ahead. Tell me what's happening. Yeah, there you go. Scott seems to be right alongside me here. So, and me would be in a delay. Century possible? Yeah, century is very much possible here. I'd say still 130 very much on the line here, because some of the balls have to be played with blue and pink, but none of them are on the cushion once again, and all of them are split up really nicely. So a little bit of tidying up a little bit later in the frame, but so far so good. Clearance is on again. Yeah, Scott, exactly agree. Ronnie win, exactly. Kevin, we're all here for that. We're all here for that. Needs a little bit of a cushion there. 4-3 gap is all right, but 5-3 is better, and 6-3 is even better. Bro, wouldn't think of a 147 for another season. Yeah, but we did. But yeah, wouldn't think of a 147 for another season. And then he's done 2 in a row. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy that. It's crazy that. Yeah. It just shows you how much confidence and for Ronnie, the way he plays this game, it's all gonna be about the feeling. And if he's feeling it, he can do 5 in one match. You know. Ronnie didn't do one for 7 years, then bang, exactly, and that's why you have to be there. You have to be there in those moments. You have to experience it, and you have to experience those brilliant reds that he just spotted one off. Didn't want him to go for that red. He did. He potted it in the end, really good. Yes, go on, exactly, yeah. Now I'm happy he broke his cue. Oh yeah, absolutely. It was worth it now. It probably is two maximum, because the prize money wasn't exactly Zach Patel, exactly. Do you think him having 2 maximums is bigger than winning his 8th world title, by the way? I'm just saying, I'm just asking. I know my answer, but in fact, actually, you know what I'll do? I reckon this is a decent one. No, maybe it's not a decent one actually. I will do it as a poll, because I have to end that one first. So 95 winning Sullivan and 4th Wakelin. No, okay, I won't do it as a poll then. Okay, a lot of people saying no, so I'll just ignore myself there. Fair enough. I was gonna go for a world championship anyway, don't get me wrong, but still I thought some people would have said yes. He definitely wants 8th. Score line I haven't updated for a little bit yet, so he's still alright. 64 at the moment. Looking strongly for a century here, but hasn't landed perfectly on one of the colours. First time among all the players. Well, I mean, Jackson Pages did it, and I'm pretty sure Sean Murphy did it in one of the exhibition matches some of the guys have mentioned. Definitely wants the 8th. I wanted the 8th. I don't care if he wants it, I want it. Kanish scored, so 67 right now. Cruising to this frame. He definitely went retire with his wife. We'll see. I've been playing this game for 30 years. I haven't lived in this world for 30 years. Fair play, my friend. I say Ross Sullivan has been cruising, and he hasn't been cruising here. 67 ahead, 67 on the remaining, and he has ended up behind the pink, so a little bit of a jinx there once more from me. So the best Wakelin can do is to force a respot. Yeah, I don't think O'Sullivan got the cannon that he would have liked off that red. And I'm not sure if he has left Wakelin with a clear chance into this frame. It would be a massive waste if he did. It's end of break now for Ronnie. You would have 67 clear, 67 on Scott Miller. You have a link to see it. There you go. Maxi price. 147,000 for the 2 of them. This is another one for no. He's snooking himself. There. Ronnie needs this frame. He does. It's really a lot of difference between being 4-all and 5-3 up. Wakelin no shot. Yeah, it seems to be those 2 reds towards the left pocket seems to be blocking each other. So it seems like it is no shot for Wakelin there. Murphy did it with no match pressure, but here in major semi-final, making 2-1-4-7 is bigger fit. Exactly. Gold Robloxian. Exactly, I agree with that. Wakelin here, going for the safety. And yeah, I think Ronnie he will be tempted to go for one of those. What is happening quickly, please? Sully leads 67-0 and 67 on the table, and Sullivan leaves by 4 frames to 3. So really important frame here. I thought he only made one 147. Well, he made one in frame number 1, and then last frame he made it another 147 to make it 4-3 scoreline. So history making stuff here for Ronnie. And yeah, we're all been blessed to see it. We're all been absolutely blessed to see it. Samuel, and he has made 2 147s now in one match. Hasn't made one for 7 years, and he's now made 2 in the space of 120 minutes. Something like that. Ronnie taking reds away from black. Good thinking. You know what I would like him to do? Get the black safe. So cannon off one of the reds and just get the black safe. When he gets a chance, obviously you can't just do that randomly, but when he gets a chance, try and do that. But putting the reds away from the black is another good thing, as Wakelin is now, because the logic behind it is, it forces him to go for those middle pocket shots, which one of them he just missed there. He can get twice. Is that new Q in new wife? I'm not too sure about that. Scott Miller is watching live. Watchalong is possible. Kanishk, you are looking for it. And Sullivan had a chance to put the frame to bed. Oh no, where's that cue ball going? Ooh, could have been with a massive trouble there, as cue ball was going right towards the middle pocket there. Wow. And all of a sudden, if Sullivan puts that cue ball, Wakelin can win this match, can win this frame with no problems there and make it 4-all. For now though, he has to make himself work and get on the black. Had an angle to do that time. So starts a break here, Wakelin. Yeah, he's left Wakelin in. I'm happy, to be fair, that he just didn't put the white in that particular occasion. Remaining points, so 67 on the table, and 67 is the gap for Wakelin, so he can tie and force a black ball decider. But he's got 2 reds on the highest part of the table, not being perfectly if you're going to play for the black there. Any color saved? No. The blue is off his spot, all the rest of them are on their spots. Get in. A little update there from Anfield. Good stuff. Ramon says something, but I'm pretty sure it is Spanish, so I can't answer that, Ramon. So don't speak that language. Tactical battle coming in. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a break battle coming in for Wakelin, and then it's potentially going to be does Chris have a chance to clear up? Yeah, he should be clearing up from here. The only problem he will face is having every single red to play with black. Does Wakelin good player? Don't give him chance. Yeah, agree with that. Don't give him chance like that, because they're all professionals, but the form he's been showing in this tournament, and he's been really good today as well. Scott knows why I'm laughing. I've jinxed him once again. I've said that he's really good, and second later he misses a shot that you would expect him to make. Not with his eyes closed, but a pretty straightforward one. And it's a 5-3 here for Ronnie. With what you're saying now, no tactical battle here. Frame tool Ronnie, and scrappy, but he's missed. Yeah, there you go. Scott Miller knows it now. Best improved player on circuit. Yeah, especially last season. Him and Slessor have been brilliant last season. Some of the stuff he's done in the tournaments has gone really deep into fantastic stuff from the guy. Really, really impressive stuff. Yeah, so the frame to Ronnie here. There's no point counting the break because it's not going to be significant, so I'll just award him the frame. Yeah, Ronnie won this frame. Score, I'm jealous of you, man. Kanishk. We've all been there. We've all been there. One day, maybe Kanishk, someone will be jealous of you watching it on the TNT Sports 3. Happy days, big frame. Yes, massive frame. A massive difference between being 5-3 up and 4-all. So definitely in favor of Ronnie there, as I think I need to get this line here, as I can see the background here mixing up with the shirt. There you go. So better that is. The only thing with Ronnie is to stop thinking he can put every ball his biggest downfall. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, that is. Because I think he has become a little bit overconfident with himself recently, which is understandable with the maximum, but still needs to make sure he gets over the line first, and then we can all celebrate as hard as we ever did. He made the first 147 in like 8 minutes. How quick was the second? It was really quick. He had a couple of problems to deal with. I'm getting a hint of third 147 and finish of this game. Let's see. It'll be really dependent on the chance of 147. Will be really dependent on the position he gets. He has a chance. He'll be in here. We'll be here for it. Semi-final allowed 2 147. Chris can fly a kite. Yeah, we'll see. He's still in this match, Wakelin. Only just, but he is capable of winning 3 frames in a row, as Ronnie has a decent clearance here. In the end, comfortable in terms of points, not comfortable in terms of the frame. 117 in the end. Happy Independence Day, says Gabal Singh. I'm not sure which Happy Independence Day is. What country is celebrating Independence Day today? Finland, Gabon, Gambia, Georgia, India on the 15th of August. There you go. There's your answer. And Republic of Korea, the Liberation Day. So Happy Independence Day to India. There you go. Kamish knows it. Kamish said it before me. I think that there is no player comes to Ronnie's quality of play. 100%. Hendry, you have to say, I haven't seen him. 8 years from war. Yeah. Says Kevin. I think there's no player that comes to Ronnie's quality of play. I could have said Hendry, but I've never seen Hendry in his prime, so I have to leave that to someone else. But from what I've seen in this era, you'd be mad to put anyone else close to Ronnie. But Wafaye thinks he's better than Ronnie, funny enough. Hossein Wafaye is a better player than Ronnie O'Sullivan, apparently. Nothing extraordinary. He's just another human being, Just from England, not from Iran, just from England. Yeah, that guy is just, yeah. Maybe the credit goes to the Saudi big money for bringing out the legendary performance from Rock. You know what? In fairness, you have to give the credit where the credit's due. If there was no tournament in Saudi Masters, what we have seen to 147 from Ronnie on match, no. The only one better than Ronnie's ChatGPT. That's a bit weird. Ronnie, you can do it, mate, for the 3rd time in one match. Oh, come on, Akram. Yes, we are Saudis. We got oil money, Habibi. Well, you got oil money. I mean, yeah. United Emirates have got oil money. That's how Manchiti are very much at the top of football. 3rd, I don't think so, says Kevin. Yeah, I agree. I think Kevin is more of a realistic guy. I think some of us here are just a little bit running away with it. Yeah, I'm with Kevin here. I will be really happy if he just gets over the line with 1 maximum. The fact that he has 2 is incredible. How many times has a 147 been done in the same match? Of 11, not to mention. Quite the feat. Twice. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I'll have a look. I'm not sure what the stats will say to that. I know, obviously, Sean Murphy was mentioned in Hungary exhibition, and Jackson Page, I've seen him do that live, funnily enough, on one of the qualifiers in the World Championship 2025. So, only one, it says, so Jackson Page, a Welsh professional player, so it doesn't tell me anything about Murphy. So, Let's see. Ooh, we've got chats here. You got the oil money, not the players, lol. Do you think Saudi will get players eventually, as Wakelin leaves Ronnie with an opener here? Come on, Ronnie, get the match over with. Don't let him into this match. I don't want any sort of nerves, any pressure. The position is good. Do what you do best. Finish the job off. Yeah, Gitani Michael Bander says Jackson Page made 2 147 this year. I remember you from yesterday. Welcome back, man. We buy, don't need one, mate. Everyone has a price tag, including the best. He is having that Saudi mentality, as Ronnie gets a really good long pot here. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of style the Saudi's gone with Saudi Arabian football, and Riyadh season, to be fair, in boxing and snooker. Ronnie's different. Many people say that Selby can be like Ronnie. Ramon, if people on Canary Islands say that Selby can be like Ronnie, leave. Just go away. Just pack your bag and go, man. Because those people are on something, and it's not legal, at least in the UK. Whoever says Selby can be like Ronnie hasn't watched Selby and Ronnie. Mark Williams did it the other day. I'm pretty sure he hasn't. Frame started, yes he has, and Ronnie started to exactly like I would have wanted it, with a good long pot. Had a green to cover up, and now has not the easiest position, but not the hardest one. He's on the red now. Be good final against Robertson. Hey, Kevin, come on. I thought you were the conservative guy. Come on. We're not there yet. We're close, but we're not there yet. Bro, please tell me about the match. I am. Don't worry. Don't worry. He's just taking his time, Ronnie, because he knows so much is at stake. But lands really well on the black to go 12 points clear. So a decent position here for one break. No possible 147. And he's already gone for the green, so we're not going to go that way. Missed 147. There you go. Hoping for a century. Yeah. Hoping for a century. I just hope for a match win. I'll have to say in one visit, that'll do. That'll do me nicely. Won't be for long. I expect the Ronnie's Academy in Saudi will bring out some decent players. Yeah, I was going to say that. With the way the Saudi has gone, I think it is just a matter of time before they get some decent players out. I'm not saying that there aren't already. Probably still be 100 times better than me, but not to the top 16, top 32, top 64 level. Can Ronnie close the match? He can. You'll have to work for it though, because the position is not a given for him. 28 points on the board. He has got a couple of reds here, but none of them really are straightforward. He's got probably two more straightforward reds, and he's got one along the cushion, which he's going to try and pot right now. Probably hanging for the blue. Important shot. Ooh, wobbled in the jaws that. Got it though, but wrong side of the blue here, so a little bit scrappy at the moment. Easy, how many reds? He's got a lot of reds. All of them are bunched up though. Oh, you can have the pink though. I'm not counting the reds, about 10 of them, something like that. But 2 of them are still in open play, so should be able to do the damage now. It's success mentality, mate, not like the one you described, typical Saudi mentality. No offense, cheers, and don't forget about Formula 1 this year in tennis. I won't. I still need to sort something out for... It is, to be fair, but don't you think it is different when you're buying success? It's the same with Man City, Man City, I should say. You can get success by buying it, but it's a lot harder to do through earning it when you haven't got the money. I get what you're saying, and when you have the money, fair play, absolutely no offense taken. Absolutely agree. If you've got the money, you can buy success. Absolutely go for it. Sully here does everything well. 41 points ahead. Final red before you'll probably have to do something with the bunch. Mark Williams did do it, but it wasn't in a tournament. It was an exception. Yeah, you're the second person, Knights of England, to say that. Easy, how many reds? I've counted there for you. So he's got 8 more reds, I should say. And he's 48 points clear. So, and he's got himself onto a nice red there, so he should be a finish to the match here. So he's got himself 3 more reds, which is all he would need. 49 points ahead. Looking to make that 50. Good stuff. So a 50 break once more. 112, 199 century loading, maybe. I just said I just want him to get this match over the line with. A little bit scrappy due time for me, and I don't want to be feeling the nerves, especially if he goes the distance, and that is the way he's going now. Has he got lucky there? He's gone for a cannon he didn't really have to go for, and the question is now, has he landed on one? 57 points ahead. With the way he's looking at this, I don't think he has landed on anything. Maybe he has. Let's see. Good stuff. He has landed on one. So the break continues, and you'll be a couple of more shots before he will close the match off. Ronnie looks happy, and happy Ronnie means Ronnie win. Kevin, one thing I'll agree with you. Absolutely. We earned it. From desert to skyscraper has been a learned journey, mate. We're a success story, and it really doesn't matter if we're in a position to buy the best player. Fair play, I suppose. I ain't gonna go into the area I haven't got a lot of knowledge about, so fair play. Have your point? Probably will agree with it in the end. Sure is a point love fest, still he will be a worthy runner-up. Paul Dixon, I am gonna disagree with that. One more message like that and you'll be gone. I'm messing. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good mood here. So the frame is done. It should be a couple of more pots here. I'm pretty sure you got the frame ball here on the black, and he's done it. Yep, so the frame is done, Kanishk. The frame is very much done. Happy days, Kevin. Yeah, so can Ronnie close the game? Yeah, he did. He just did. Clearance on once again. He's unbelievable. He is. Scott, you are the brilliant commentator with me. You're better than me, to be fair. In the chat, basically typing, you are better than me. He's winning the second semi. Yeah. So Robertson won the first one, and Ronnie now won the second one. Potentially could close it off with a century. On 80 now. And on a black, make that 87. No. Too many points. 87. The goals is back. Stutter. Not sure what that says. Ronnie King Snooker. Yes, it is. Not at all, mate. Great stream, buddy. Thank you. But as I say in the chat, you're the one. You're the one, my friend. This match, Chris will remember for life. I don't think so. I think Ronnie will. For some of his life. I don't think Chris will remember this. You know, it's not really a nice thing when you lose to someone who's in the peak of their form, and Sullivan has done everything he could have during this match, and even more as he finishes off with a brilliant century here. 101 break in the end. Wonderful from Ronnie, wonderful. You'll blame his Q action. No, I think Wakelin can leave this match with his head held high. Pew, congratulations to every Ronnie fan. Cheers, and thank you very much. I'll take that. Thank you. Another century and counting. It is. It is indeed. It is indeed. It is indeed. Yeah. $200,000 was on the line with that 70.1 point ball. Lol. Not sure what you mean by that, but maybe. Let's go, Ronnie. One more day to go. Yes. Does anyone know if the final is tomorrow or is on Sunday? I know it starts at 11 o'clock, but I'm not sure if it is tomorrow or on Sunday. Zach says, good tourney for Wakelin, just came up against the focus run. He came up against Prime Ronnie. Ronnie that makes 2 147s in one match is Prime Ronnie. And have a look at this. As he pots the final black for a total clearance of 134. Absolute brilliant stuff there. So he's had 147, 147, 142, 134. That is incredible. Thank you very much, Ashish. Tomorrow. Appreciate that. 16th of August. Appreciate that. Thank you. Sheer genius. It's more than that, guys. And it is Ronnie O'Sullivan winning the semi-final in style. Well, the fairy tale has been written and it has to be closed off with the final chapter here tomorrow. Final tomorrow, 2 sessions. Yes, exactly. If you want to join us here, once again, feel free to do that. Please confirm, did he have 2 maxes? Yes, confirm, Zach Patel, confirm. Stats at 1 p.m. Depends on what the time for you. In my time zone, yeah, absolutely. Can't wait to hear his interview now. Oh, absolutely. You'll probably say, I was probably playing all right. You know what? I was probably all right. I was queuing all right, and I was playing all right. And in the end, I just done it. So everything was done there really nicely. Thank you. No, it's all right. 11 p.m. in BST. Robert's definitely going to have a hard time sleeping there. 100%, Yash. 100%. He'll be not looking forward to this tomorrow. But a new day is a new Sullivan as a new Robertson. What a match. Thomas Carno. Yeah, exactly. And we'll see. Do you have the live link watching Ronnie play? Will be fun. I don't. I only have the official subscription on TNT. But I'm pretty sure you will be able to find it somewhere. I think Saudi will be advertising it heavily, even through something that is not entirely legal, but I haven't got that. But anyway, we'll finish it up there, and I'll be watching his interview right now, Scott, and yeah, we'll see you all for the final tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining. Massive support here. True, true. We hope the fairy tale goes on. Exactly. I watched it for free. Good for you. We'll end it there on a high, a real high there for Ronnie. I can't wait to hear this interview now. And see you all tomorrow for the final. Neil Robertson against Ronnie O'Sullivan. It will be history making stuff. Thank you very much for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow. WC, bye bye. Thank you very much. Bye, guys.